Hey, YouTube, come on in. Good evening, good evening. Come on in. Good evening, good evening. Come on in, like the video. I have some updates to share. Uh-oh. Sorry, I have some updates to share with you all pertaining to troops going into Minnesota. So come on in, like the video, like, share, and subscribe. Hey, Raining Woman, how are you? You say it's a lot going on, child. Listen, I'm trying to get this poll together. I'm good for a poll. I'm trying to see how y'all feeling. All right. Make sure I got my spelling right. I want to know how y'all feeling. It's a lot going on. M-I-N-N-E. Okay. All right, y'all come on in, complete the poll. I just set a poll. It's a lot going on. And I'm going to show y'all. Make sure, let me know how you're feeling, because it's a lot of unrest. I feel like it got worse once Renee Nicole Good lost her life. Then things kind of got amped up to a whole nother level. And it doesn't seem like things are calming down. Let me see. Let me show you the live I'm looking at right now. It's a few things. I have multiple going on right now. So let me turn my screen as you all come in. You can see what I'm looking at right now. Okay, let me see. And turn the volume up. So this is this is tonight, Sunday, January 18th. Trump is still considering deploying another, he's considering deploying 1,500 U.S. troops from Anchorage, Alaska. Anchorage, Alaska. So these troops over there, the reason why they would be coming from there is because they're kind of specialized with y'all know it's cold as hell in Minnesota, so it ain't for the faint at hearts. So he would be sending military there who are comfortable, I guess, with the temperatures and things like that. Also, these military, they're specialized with Air Force and things like that. There's a name for them. I'm going to switch screens really fast and show you what I was looking at, centered around. Let me see. Y'all see this? Look at this. This is an article from today. This is the update I wanted to share. Pentagon readies 1,500 troops for potential Minnesota deployment. So let's see share what I'm talking about. The article reads, the Pentagon has ordered about 1,500 active duty soldiers in Alaska to prepare for possible deployment to Minnesota. the site of large protests against the government's deportation drive, two U.S. officials told Reuters on Sunday. The U.S. Army placed the units on prepare to deploy orders in case violence in the Midwestern state escalates, the official said, though it is not clear whether any of them will be sent. Do you all think things have got ramped up? I think so. I think it's a matter of time. Tomorrow, is that MLK Day tomorrow? A lot of times around the holiday time, we'll see or hear President Trump release some big news, some big information. I would not be surprised if tomorrow we'll learn about something major taking place, something such as military going into the state of Minnesota. I'm just saying, based off of how I seen President Donald J. Trump move this time around, he's here for big announcements during the holiday time. President Trump threatened on Thursday to use the Insurrection Act to deploy military forces if officials in the state do not stop protesters from targeting immigration officials after a surge in the immigration and custom enforcement agencies. Increasingly tense confrontations between residents and federal officers have erupted in Minneapolis since Renee Good, a 37-year-old mother, was fatally shot behind the wheel of her vehicle. So, also, you all, I've learned, did you all know there was this other special group? Okay, so before I go there, I want to share more about these 1,500 agents. Let me see. Is this the one that I found it on? Let me hop over here. So the 1,500 agents, they will be coming from they'll be coming from Anchorage, Alaska. They're a 1st Brigade combat team and an active and an Arctic Aviation Command are home station in Fort Wainwright near Fairbanks. So this is where the 1,500 military they would come from. The 1st Brigade Combat Team is the 11th Airborne Division. Their Light and Infantry Brigade is the primary combat formation at Fort Wainwright and specializes in air assault and operating in extreme cold environments. So I think they're pulling them from there just because of, the weather conditions. And it's cold in Minneapolis. We've seen snow. We've seen it all. So these people would be comfortable, I guess, being out there in those type of conditions. So Arctic Aviation Command activated in August 2024. This command aligns all Alaska-based active duty aviation units and is responsible for aviation elements, including attack and general support aviation, battalions in high latitude environments. Supporting units. Other units include the 17th Combat Sustainment Support Battalion and Non-Commissioned Army Officer Academy in the Northern Warfare Training Center, which provides specialized cold weather and mountainous terrain training in U.S. and coalition forces. So these troops, these U.S. military, they're not going to be nothing to play with, y'all. They're going to be very specialized. So I also learned, so that's with the insert. So my thing is, if he sends out those 1,500, that aligns with the whole Insurrection Act. But I learned that Trump do not have to enact the Insurrection Act just to send out troops. Did you all know that there was a new force that was created, the Quick Reaction National Guard Forces? So they were last year in 2025, I think probably coming off of the Los Angeles riots. There was a new military group created who would be trained for civil disturbances. Did y'all know that? I did not know that until I started kind of researching the situation with the additional 1,500 troops potentially going to Minnesota. So I'm like, who is this? What is this? What is the new group? So the National Guard. So you all, this article came out in October 29th, 2025. The National Guard is planning to train hundreds of troops in each state to be part of a rapid response force focused on civil disturbance missions by the start of next year. So that's now 2026. President Trump has increasingly embraced using the military to support his domestic agenda, including deploying troops to Democratic-led cities like Los Angeles, Portland, Oregon, and Washington. Child, he didn't know it was going to be on and popping in Minneapolis at the time, because y'all know they would have been on that list. But they are not right now. They are not right now. The latest move follows an executive order signed by Trump in August, which called for each state to have National Guard troops who could be quickly deployed for quelling civil disturbances and ensuring the public safety and order. So what I'm saying is this new specialized group, he can send them out just by saying, yo, like, it's just unrest in these states. We need to send these troops out. That has absolutely nothing to do with the Insurrection Act. So he has options, y'all. He has options. He can invoke the Insurrection Act, and then we send out the 1,500. He can send out the 1,500 troops, or he can be like, nah, let's go ahead and send those special forces out. They're called what? Quick Reaction National Guards. We can send the Quick Reaction National Guards out. And we don't even have to implement the Insurrection Act. So I'm just saying he got some options. He has some options. I personally feel like he is going to, he's going to be soon exploring these options, because y'all, it's bad. Like, I haven't seen anything this weekend that has me to feel like things are calming down. You all let me know. Make sure you complete the poll. Do you feel like additional supports needs to be sent out to Minneapolis? When I say supports, whether it's the military, National Guards, do you think that they can use some help? Because I have seen the ICE agents out there running from the people. I have seen their vehicles jacked all the way up. Have y'all seen the vehicles out there? And the people that were spray painted on it, ICE, FUCK ICE. So these vehicles that ICE move around in, that is federal property. And remember, I told y'all, Trump has the right, even under this special forces group that he's created, he can send them out if there's things that's taking place that's bringing distress to the community, that's damaging the federal property. Like, all of that, we are literally seeing take place in real time. In real time, like, we're seeing all of this take place. So I feel like it's just a matter of time when he is going to implement some of these options, because he has every right to do so based off of his position. I wanted to come out here and just share with you all, like, what's on the table. What are some options that he is exploring? And I feel like very soon, probably this week, we'll hear this going into this new week. We'll hear announcements of some of these options that he will be exercising. Y'all, it's rough out there in these streets. Looks like we got not only ICE right here. This looks like probably what your local police right here, the local Minneapolis police in the black, because the ICE agents look like are they in the fatigues maybe? Let me turn the volume up some.
Nothing but ICE collaborators. Shame on you. Shame on you.
Insurrection Act. Y'all here for the Insurrection Act? I mean, we have to do something, because we can't continue to carry on this way.
You don't stand with the people.
Are you guys fucking happy? Protecting ICE ran.
MPD, KKK, ICE, they're all the same. MPD, KKK.
And to me, I feel like, let me tell y'all the difference of what I see taking place with this time around versus like in the past. Like, let's just say George Floyd riots, any of the riots where you seen like the FBA, Foundational Black Americans, be outside. The difference I'm seeing this time around versus like when I say we, people like Black people, Black American people, foundational Black American people, people who have ancestry that goes back 5 generations, at least 5 generations in the U.S., such as myself, we are referred to FBA, Foundational Black American. So if you ever hear that term, FBA, that's Foundational Black American. Our roots, our generations go back at least 5 generations here in the U.S. Some people wonder why they're not talking about trying to ship us anywhere. God damn it, because we was here first. We were here first, God damn it. We were here first. So there is no place to send us to. So I think finally people, that's kind of started to resonate with people, that the reason why the black people who don't connect to Africa, why they're not outside, why you're not seeing Ray Ray in Southwest Atlanta, why you're not seeing him hemmed up, because he's foundational Black American. Our roots go back to being here. We are the original people. Like, we were here. When you know, you know. So with us, when we are outside and when we are protesting and things like that, one thing you don't see us do is antagonize law enforcement. We got a damn enough sense to know that we cannot be antagonizing law enforcement, because we know it is not going to work out well for us. What you will see, you will see us tearing up some damn businesses, throwing some bricks into. Now, don't ask me why they do that. I don't know. But you will see my people tearing up some shit. They done tore up the Moles, the Victoria's Secret, the Cage Jewelry. They done tore up the local gas station. Like, that's the type of stuff you'll see my people do, the foundational Black American people do. The stuff that's basically just effing up the aesthetics of the community, the businesses of their peers. What you not gonna see the foundational Black American people do is antagonize and go toe to toe with law enforcement. That is where our boundary is. You see what I'm saying? I'm just trying to help y'all understand the difference with how we as foundational Black Americans move and how other groups that we're seeing who are non-FBA people, people with maybe skin that looks like mine, but not. Hell, you ain't even seeing the Somalis outside. Have y'all taken notice that the damn Somalis aren't even outside? This is rooted, y'all, we in Minneapolis. It got on and popping because of the shit they was doing, and they ain't even outside. Where are the legal, meaning the legal Somalis? Why the legal Somalis are outside? Because they already know that they got brown skin, and they know it's not going to end well if they're outside. But you know, y'all, who the hell y'all see outside? Look at that skin tone. This is what y'all see, the palm colored white folks. YT people are outside. They're outside doing the absolute most, antagonizing the police, because guess what? It's a different set of rules that they follow than the people of color follow. They can get in the face of these other people that look like them and antagonize them and do the absolute most and not get hemmed up in a way that somebody who looked like me would get hemmed up. Let's talk about it. Y'all know it's a different set of rules. Y'all know it's a different set of rules. That's why I say when we've been outside, we've moved differently. We know that we can't be outside pissed off, doing the absolute most, and then be in the faces of law enforcement. Y'all know you done seen people that look like me get off for way less than what Nicole Good, what was her name? Nicole Good. She got 3 names. I be trying to say all of them. Hell. Nicole Good. Y'all know black folks, people that look like me, have gotten off for far less than that. That woman was in a car and it looked like as though she didn't hit the man, try to hit the man. Y'all know people that look like me done lost their life for just looking like me. Let's damn talk about it. They just look like me. So that's why, y'all, that we are not outside like that. Because we already know that soon as they see us outside, then that's just automatically a target on go for us. It's almost like when it comes to the people, FBA people, there are people that look like me, like they're more proactive. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, I know it's like with like people who don't look like me, YT people, they're more of a reactive. They'll react to, like, say, what the person is doing. But when it comes to people that look like me, FBA people, foundational Black American people, they're proactive, meaning I'm going to get you before you get me, even though the person looked like me had no plans on trying to get you. But in their mind, just because you look the way you look, I'm just going to assume and have this energy that you coming for me. And 9 times out of 10, they get away with whatever it is that they do because y'all, I'm just gonna call it like it is. I truly believe that the officer who who shot and killed Renee Nicole Good, y'all let me know. That's a whole probably another poll. Do y'all think that that officer is going to get cleared? I honestly believe that officer will get cleared. Do I feel like he should get cleared? I don't know. I feel like a proper investigation should take place. I don't know what the rules and the regulations behind, okay, when it's okay for an officer to pull out. He's gonna, like, I don't know all that. That's where I'm like, yo, let's do a proper investigation. So therefore, we know the facts of the situation and it's treated, fairly. That's all I'm looking for. I'm not on the right from wrong because y'all know there's so many videos out. You seeing things from different angles. One angle could look like, say, an officer is in the right. One angle can look like, okay, well, she was in the right. You know what I'm saying? That's why we need the proper investigation to take place. So therefore, whoever's responsible for investigating her death, they have all the evidence and they can just look at it, look at everything and make a decision from there. Not a decision based on anything centered around politics. I personally feel like it should be a non-biased group that's investigating this situation. Who that would be, child, I don't know because we got the feds involved and then you have your local police involved. I don't know. Y'all can let me know in the chat. Is there a third group of people, a third group that tends to come in place to investigate situations like that? Like, is there such thing as like an independent group that can come in and like investigate the situation with Nicole Renee Good? I don't know, but I don't think that it should be a one-sided investigation where, okay, just the federal government investigated and then the local like police can't have a look at it. You see what I'm saying? I feel like both sides should be able to look at the same hold on, add as moderator. Hold on, Rainy, I got a standard message. Okay, Rainy, I got you. You're in here. I feel like that. I don't feel like just the federal government should be the only group that should be able to look at the evidence and weigh in on if something was done properly or not. That's all I'm saying. I feel like both sides should be able to look at the same evidence. You see? Everybody got the same evidence and both sides look at it and they form their conclusions. And if the conclusions are different, then there should be a third party who's then able to review the situation and make the final decision. I don't know how they normally operate in these situations, but to me, this is what sounds fair to me. I'm just looking for the situation to be fair, like any other investigation that would take place. I don't have an opinion on, okay, if the officer was in the right, if she was in the wrong, because I don't know. I don't have the information. I just know what I see on the internet like many of you all do. Because, child, listen, I don't know. And I've seen so many different videos to where one day I'm like, yo, like, I'll see an angle and be like, oh, no, wow, they look like in the wrong. Then I'll see something else where it looks like the other party's in the wrong. Y'all see what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just think it's fair for whoever has to make a decision to have all the information in front of them. So therefore, they can make the best decision. You know, listen, y'all, like, this is just no different than any other investigation. Like, isn't this what you would want to have done for your loved one? You want all the evidence to be presented. You want all the evidence to be presented, right? And I feel like this is what should take place. But nonetheless, Trump's like, listen, we gonna send them folks out. They coming outside soon. They on standby. They just ready to jump off the porch at any second. So at this point, you know, these people out here outside, they need to get ready. They need to get ready because I personally feel like when the law enforcement, if the troops come out there, it's not going to be good look. Initially, people are going to be on guard, but I think eventually it's going to have people turn back around and go back in the house. What did he just spray in that guy's eyes? Y'all seen that? Y'all see he just sprayed something in his face. I don't know what it was he just sprayed in his face. Have y'all seen the young man do the interview who lost his eye? Ice hit him up close, something that shot him in the eye. So he's blind in his left eye. He was, I think, 21. So that happened maybe about a week ago. I listened to his interview. I think it was maybe last night. I saw the video of when it all happened and things like that. So, yeah, he lost his eye. Yeah, it's literally, it's safe to say it ain't safe outside, y'all. It is not safe outside. It's not safe outside. It's not safe outside. They better do like them Somalis and go in the house, because y'all don't see Nan Somali outside. And then all this got on and popping behind ICE trying to go out there and round up those, the Somalis who been out there in Minnesota just stealing, hooking and crooking, doing the absolute most. And they aren't even outside. Why is that? Why are the Somali people not outside? But you see YT people outside, they out here deep. One of them lost his eye. Now he got to walk around with just the right eye for the rest of his life. And he say he's 21. I think he said he 5'2", he 21. And I think he said he weighed 102 pounds, y'all. He a little bitty thing. And he was out there with his bullhorn. I don't know what he said, what happened, but next thing you know, ICE then popped him with something in the eye. He hit the ground. They drug him. And now he doing interviews talking about, I can't see out my left eye. I'm just saying that's where we are right now. That is, and I hate that for him. But as we see, it is not safe to be outside right now. It's not in this capacity. It's not safe. It's not safe. I don't encourage anyone to go out here and do any of what we've been seeing, regardless of how you feel about this current administration. I don't feel that this is the way to go about getting your messaging out. There's a right way and a wrong way of doing things. What they say is not what you do, is how you do it. And much of what I've been seeing with how things are being done, I don't think that it's an effective way to kind of get your point across, as to get your messaging across. Like, it's a distraction, like tearing up the federal agents' cars. Like, okay, what message? Like, to me, you lose people when you start doing things that break the law. Like, your messaging is getting lost. Your messaging is getting lost. And I think a lot of these people, the messaging is getting lost, because people are now focused on what they're doing while they're outside. The tearing up the federal property, the violence, the physical violence onto the ICE agents. Even though, like, we've seen things where we'll see the ICE agents, jumping bad with the people. Like, it's been going both ways. Like, I've seen it go both ways. Like, we just saw the ICE agent spray the guy in the face. I didn't see anything that the guy did prior to that warrant the guy to spray him in his face, but he sprayed him in the face. Ate, like you said, I don't understand why destroy your own city. I never understand that. Even like when FBA, Foundational Black Americans, are outside and they're mad. I never understand why the whole concept of destroying your community when you're upset. I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'd have to interview somebody who's done it, and maybe it's someone in the chat, if you've ever participated and with tearing up ish in your community when you've been upset about something that didn't go in your favor. Let us know, what is the thought process behind that, because I've never been able to understand that in my 45 years, and I've seen it many of times, unfortunately, but I just still have never gained an understanding as to why it is that the people choose to destroy their communities, because it ain't like they're leaving and going to somebody else's community to destroy it. Like, they're literally like destroying the community that their parents live in, their grandparents live in. So now grandma and grandpa don't have a grocery store to go to, up the street. They gotta, try to get a ride to go to the grocery store in the neighboring town because the youngins, the YNs, or whoever, then got in their feelings and decided to just tear up ish. It's just dumb. I agree, it's dumb, but it's what a lot of people choose to do. Please make sure you answer the question to the poll. The poll is: do you support Trump sending U.S. troops to Minnesota to protect Fed, ICE agents, and property? 62% say yes. 38% say no. Those of you who say yes, why is it that why do you say yes? And then those of you who say no, why do you say no? Yeah, to me, from what I've been seeing coming off this weekend, I feel like things do need to be reined in. So right now, I am in support of something. We got to do something because what's been taking place, it's gone to show that it's not working. This that we're seeing right here, this isn't working. Like, I literally think that people are now treating these protests like the clubs. You know how you work all week, Friday night come, you trying to be outside, hang with your boys, hang with your girls, y'all trying to go to club, go see something. Y'all, to me, this is the new club. People are working Monday through Friday, and then when they get off on Friday, they outside, and this is what outside looks like right now. This is the new outside. Going out protesting and rioting. This is what I believe that people are now living for. They working through the week for those who can't be out there Monday through Friday during business hours, but on the weekends, this is the new outside. This is the new outside, y'all. Like, and it looks like when I've seen like the faces, like these people who are outside doing the most like this, they're young people. Like, these are people who are like 20s, 30s. Like, when you see their face, like, these aren't like older people. Like, I see more of like older looking people, maybe like during the day, but like at the nighttime, it's more of a younger crowd I'm seeing that's outside. Yeah, it's a younger crowd. Some of these people are being paid to be outside like this. Laura Ingraham, I think that's the journalist's name. She's a news reporter, I think, with Fox, and she was outside and she had asked some people, like, do you got a job? And I think one lady, y'all seen this report, one lady responded like, this is my job. like some people, do y'all believe some of these people are being paid to be outside? Or do you think they're just out here just doing this for free, for the cause? This is just what they want to do. I think it's a combination of both. I think just like the people when the Los Angeles riots were taking place, there was a guy, I talked about it before on this channel a couple of times. He said he responded to like an ad. I think it was like a Craigslist ad to be like a paid agitator for Los Angeles. And how much he said he got? I know it was over $1,000. I can't remember the exact amount. It was between $1,500 and $3,000 to do it for maybe like 3 days or something like that. And so he was a young guy and he was a white guy. He was American, and child, like this, the fight had nothing to do with him. But he was like, he just responded because of the money. And he was like, when he was outside, so this is during like that springtime going into the summer when the protests were taking place in Los Angeles, when they were out there rounding up. This is when the roundup of illegal immigration first got on and popping. And Karen, what was that? The governor? No, she was the mayor. Mayor Karen Bass was out there trying to protect the Angelinos and all of that. He was like, this guy, he was maybe like 22. He was a young guy. He was like, yo, like when we were out there on these streets, he was like, they already had all the little things for us. Like, you know how you have the cinder blocks, the spray paint. Like, he was like, there was like these like little care packages that was just dispersed throughout the city for you to just kind of go and grab. And it has just all the things that you need, the essential things you need to just tear up some ish. And so he did it. He did it for maybe like a day or two. And then he was like, it hit him like, why am I doing this? Whoever's behind this and funding this really hate us, really hate our country, because this makes absolutely no sense. So he said he stopped doing it. He was like, because it just didn't feel right anymore. Even though he was making some good money with doing it, he was like, it just didn't feel right because it just became evident that whoever was funding it just really did not like our country. And he's an American. So he's like, why am I, contributing? Why contribute to the tearing up my country? And it's unfortunate that it was like after the fact that he had this thought process, this epiphany after he went out there tearing up Ish, because I could live stream that too, you all. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Sheik. My channel is Sheik Speaks On, and I cover all things politics. And so back then, so this was like, maybe we're back in like May, you all, like they were tearing up the police cars, trying to tear up the buildings. They had deployed the National Guard out there. Y'all remember the scene where there was like the ICE, like the highways were blocked, that the ICE people were like hiding underneath the bridges because the people were throwing center blocks and things from up top, from the I guess the pass. I don't know if what you call that up top, like, so you'll have the part where you're driving up top, and then down below there's the highway child. People was up there from the top dropping like the center blocks down. So picture Plinko. Y'all know, oh, The Price is Right, the damn game is what that called, Plinko, and you drop the thing and you hoping it land in the lane for $2,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, then people was literally up there playing Plinko with these doggone ICE agents' lives, just dropping Ish, so wherever it landed, it land. So these officers was like hiding underneath like the bridge or whatever, so therefore they wouldn't get hit by whatever that was being dropped and thrown down. So a lot of course, the blocks, center blocks and things like that, they were landing on the vehicles. Child, like I reported on all of that. It was crazy, insane. So this right here, I feel like is just on the next level from what we were seeing in Los Angeles. Los Angeles was tough when all that was going on. But to me, I think this is just on next level, primarily because now there's a life that's been lost in the midst of all this. The woman, Nicole Renee Good, her life has been lost. And there's more groups of people that we're seeing being rounded up other than like the Hispanic community, like in the beginning we saw. Now it's the Somali people getting rounded up. You got the Haitians out here running and hiding because Trump coming for them too. Have y'all seen the new list of the 75 countries that Trump has put a hard pause on visas? Y'all seen that list? There's a new list out. You can Google it. There's a new list out of the 75 countries, because remember at one point it was like 19. But now it's 75 countries to where there is a hard pause on visas. So you might want to check out that list. Make sure your country, if you are not a citizen of the U.S., to make sure your country is not on the list. Because listen, if your country is on that list, no visas, no extensions on existing visas are being approved. No new visas are being approved. None of that. 75 countries, that's a lot. That is a lot. Come on in, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Again, my name is Sheik. I cover political content over here on this channel. We talk about all things that go down in the U.S. streets, and we will talk about things going on in other countries as well as it relates to the U.S. of A. Because y'all know the USA, we the shot callers. You can't tell us that we are not your mama, your daddy, your big brother, your big sister, your godmama, your god brother, your grandmama, your granddaddy, your principal, your governor, your mayor. Y'all know the U.S., we be trying to regulate like we your everything. Like Prince saying this song, I'm your everything. The U.S. operates in that type of capacity. We are your everything. I know that's your country, but yeah, we gonna run it. Y'all see what I'm saying? Like, that's that energy that the U.S. got, and that's at least the energy that President Trump exert in a way that no other president of the United States have exerted. Like Trump, like, listen, I know Maduro's on record as being your president, but F him. He ain't your president no more. Oh, and that woman that they just swore in, yeah, she ain't running this either. I got this. That's the energy, y'all, that he operate off of. Like, Rainin said the U.S. is the mob. Listen, we taking over everything. That's how they acting, like how the mob gonna come in and take over your restaurant, take over your neighborhood, take over your apartment complex. Like, that's how the U.S. operates. Like, we your everything. You ain't got a mama. U.S. like, don't worry about it. We your mama. What you need? What you need? Y'all notice the U.S. is quick to give out money to all these different countries and things. Y'all think that's for free? Y'all think that's for free? Ain't nothing for free. Ain't nothing for free. That's one of them plays on, yeah, don't forget what I done for you. I'll be back to collect. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ever deal with them people? They quick to remind you what the hell they done for you before. The minute you try to say something or maybe go against something that they did or what they said, you call them out on something, and then they gladly remind you on what the hell they did. They gladly remind you on that Cash App, that Zelle, that PayPal they sent you. That's how the United States do. They gonna remind you what they did for you. So you can act like you don't know if you want to. So they like, you best to act like you know. You best to act like you know, because we will gladly remind you expeditiously. We will gladly remind you. That's why they say you got to be careful of who you allow, who you accept things from. That's real, because nothing's for free. Nothing's for free. You have to be careful who you accept things from. And that's just real life, or just life. All money ain't good money. Because there's somebody they're gonna circle back around and want to collect. Please believe that. So don't think that you done got over because they didn't hand you a few dollars and they told you in that moment, oh, we good. Oh no. They'll be back. They will be back. Oh, please, sure, they'll be back. And when they come back to collect, you can be like, damn, you only gave me $50. They gonna want to collect like they didn't gave you $1,500. Y'all ever dealt with people like that? They gave you 20, but they acting like they gave you 2,000. That's the U.S. That is the U.S. So y'all be careful of who you accept money and resources from, because y'all know how them people, y'all laugh, y'all know how they do. You're like, damn, it make you just regret even asking him for 50 cents. Hey, damn. How y'all doing? Happy Sunday. Are you all off tomorrow for the holiday? Tomorrow, MLK. Like I said, I feel like it's going to be some big announcements taking place tomorrow. Just because it's a holiday, I just feel like Trump going to be on yeah, I know it's MLK, but bump that. We finna talk about me. I'm about to do this speech in this White House, and we finna talk about what I'm about to be doing outside, what I'm about to be doing in these American U.S. streets. Let me see. Nirvana said, a lot of countries must not be scared of us if we was 43 trillion in a hole. I just think that when the U.S. have been going out to collect, you got to here's the thing. A lot of times people don't necessarily look for you to pay them back in the same manner in which they kind of supported you. For example, using money. Somebody may have gave you $500, but them wanting to collect on that don't necessarily mean they want $500 in return. They may want you to do something. Y'all picking up what I'm dropping. It's not always about the money. That's why I say be careful on who you ask for stuff for, because it can be about favors. Yeah, I know I gave you $500. You might be willing and rather give them back their $500, but they like, nah, I don't want that. I want you to do this for me. I want you to do that for me. Y'all see what I'm saying? So I feel like with the U.S., a lot of it has been about that, to where it hasn't been about them paying us back money in the way that we supported them. It's been about them, the control, being about going big. Y'all ever noticed that the U.S. is in all these countries? We got bases, military bases, and I think we have like a military base in just about all the countries except for like maybe around like 3 of them. Why is that? But who else do Afghanistan got military bases in the US? Do China got military bases in the US? Do Japan got military bases in the US? Do Canada, Cuba, Ethiopia, do any of those countries got military bases in the US, but US got military bases in these other countries? This is what I'm talking about, to where the US not necessarily looking for their return in monies and dollars. They are looking for their return however they want it. And they may want their return, their compensation in ways such as resources. They may want your oil. They may want some of your land, some of your silver, your metal, whatever it is that you got. They may want to have military bases in your country. You see what I'm saying? So it's not always, okay, I give you an apple, so you got to give me an apple back. I give you an apple, but I might be like, yo, I don't want no apple. I want some bread. I want some Kool-Aid. I want some beer. You see, so that's just life. People don't always want their payback in the same way that they assisted you. And I think that's how U.S. operates. So yes, that contributes to why, yes, our debt is still super high. That contributes why our debt is super high. Because yeah, clearly they know they ain't worried about the money like that. Why? Because they just be going in the back and printing out more. The USA, because y'all know the dollar about to crash anyway. It ain't worth nothing. Y'all better be on your precious metals. I tell you that. I hope y'all got some silver, gold, or something. Because this dollar is about to crash. This dollar is about to crash because they just go and print out more money. Like, that's just what they've been doing. They just been going and just printing out more money. And now that's why the dollar is just not even hitting on nothing anymore. The dollar is not hitting on anything anymore. Y'all come on in, like the video. Right now, I'm live streaming ICE on the streets in Minnesota. We've seen vehicles. Did y'all see the vehicles on the screen that said F ICE? Like, that is considered federal property. Destroying federal property gives President Trump the reason to send to enact the Resurrection Act. He can send out that special forces group. Like, all of these things, you all, that we are seeing, it gives Trump every right to do what he wants to do as it pertains to bringing in the military into these states. By law, he can do it if he so chooses to. For whatever reason, he has not done it yet. And I believe the reason why he has not done it yet is because he already know that it's just going to be just people just going to really be in their feelings about it. So he's just kind of hoping that, okay, well, if I threaten and say that I'm going to do it because I can do it, maybe it'll have people kind of back down. But to me, it doesn't seem like that's working. So I think he's going to eventually just send in these 1,500 troops that will be coming from Anchorage, Alaska. They are right now on standby. I started this live showing you all the article. I think I was reading it from Reuters. You can Google it. 1,500 U.S. troops on standby from Anchorage, Alaska, to enter into Minnesota. They're just waiting for the instructions. They're already ready. Listen, they bags packed, they boots tied up, laced up, they uniforms cleaned and pressed. They just ready. They just waiting on Trump to say go. And I feel like in this coming week, I feel like by the upcoming weekend, we're going to hear that additional supports, whether it's National Guards or troops, will be coming into Minnesota. Have you all heard? I was talking to someone recently and they were talking about how, and I hadn't looked into it. Y'all let me know if y'all heard this. Local Minneapolis, like police officers in the state of Minneapolis quitting, leaving their jobs and going to work for, and some of them are going to work for ICE. Have you all heard this before? because apparently they haven't been happy with how the local police have been handling, I guess, the situation in their state. I suppose maybe centered around rioters and how they've been dealing with them from a legal aspect. So they've been kind of quitting their jobs and then going over to the other side. It was just something I heard. So just want to know if you all had heard that as well. You can probably try to look into that. But it's being said that many Minnesota police officers are quitting and going, oh, and then some of them are going to work for ICE. Interesting, right? So I haven't looked into that one, but that's probably one you can probably look into, see if that's happening. But it looks like tonight it's a combination of the police and ICE outside. They all getting cussed out. The police getting at work just like ICE getting at work. Everybody getting at work tonight. Everybody is getting at work tonight, y'all. Let's check our poll. Do you support Trump sending U.S. troops going to Minnesota to protect Fed ICE agents and property? 60% yes, 40% no. So majority of the people still are in support of Trump sending in troops. Yeah. I'm wondering if there was a poll to be taken by just the state of Minneapolis, how do y'all think the poll would fare out? Do you think that most people who live in the state of Minnesota, do you think they would be in support of troops coming to their state to regulate things again? Because I would imagine it's a small percentage, of course, of the people compared for the whole state that are outside, and that majority of the people are not in support of just all this activity and unrest taking place in their city and state. So I would think that these people, especially working class people who like having nice things, I would imagine, who live their life on the up and up, I would imagine that they pretty much would like to have their city and their state back to the way it was without all of this. And Lord forbid somebody y'all had their house on the market to sell. Y'all already know it's already hard to move these houses as it is. Imagine if you have like property or a business and you're trying to get business, people to frequent your business, or you got a property that you're trying to sell, and all of this is taking place. Like, who is coming in to want to move into your community and your neighborhood? Corey said, you bet the local businesses want it. Yeah, wouldn't you? I would want, like, y'all, this is impacting the money. This is messing with the money. Who wants to be outside? Like, think about you and your family. Like, who wants to be outside? You don't want to be outside in your community anymore. This is popping off. It's not safe. Have y'all heard about how a lot of people for FIFA, the soccer? So y'all, I'm in Atlanta. I live in, so for those of you new in my channel, welcome. I live in Metro Atlanta. So I live at like an hour outside of like Atlanta. So I'm in what you call Metro Atlanta. It's like the city limits. Anyway, so the soccer games and all of that is supposed to be here. We're supposed to be hosting all of that here in Atlanta in June. I heard that, I think I heard this last weekend that, and it hasn't been put out there through mainstream, but I think people on social media, TikTok and things like that, you know how you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who bought tickets. They said that FIFA is in the process where a lot of people are requesting like refund for their tickets. So I'm assuming maybe these are people who took out insurance on their tickets. You know, a lot of times you can take out the insurance on your tickets for things. But they said that, like, I think they said it's like 25,000 tickets that they had to like refund because people from other countries are saying they don't feel safe coming to our country. Imagine that, y'all. People don't feel safe coming to the US, the America. This is the country where people are lined up for miles to try to get in our country, whether it's legal, illegal, whatever. But these people are like, yo, it ain't safe out there. I do not want to come to the US. Give me my money back. Run me my money back. So that is what's been said that's taking place, but it's not being put out there. And that FIFA, like they're trying to work through the whole situation. I guess we'll be able to tell once these games, the fight for once it comes in June, like what the crowd looks like. I don't have any intent on being outside participating with it or anything like that, but it will be, I believe, in my home state in Atlanta this year in June. Also, a lot of these people who are saying they don't want to come, they're from these countries that our president Donald J. Trump has referred to as shithole countries. And so they're like, no, I don't even want to come. What I have not heard yet, you all, if whether is how the soccer play, how the what you call football, they call it football. Other places we call it soccer here in the U.S. What I have not heard is how the football players are actually feeling about coming to our country. If any of them are like, yo, like I don't even want to go there. I don't know. I mostly pretty much have just been hearing about just the patrons, like the fans saying, no, I don't want to go. It's going to be very interesting. And then y'all know we got just around the corner from then, the Olympics is supposed to be hosted in Los Angeles. What year is that? Maybe 2028? Is that the next Olympics? Do you all think that Los Angeles will be ready to host it, the Olympics, the World Olympics in Los Angeles? Do y'all think that we'll be prepared for that with everything that's going on? That'll be, by the time that comes, Trump would kind of be kind of at the end. So y'all, it's just a lot. It's a lot of mayhem going on. And given that we have all these invitations out here, it's almost like, y'all, think about you sent these invitations out that you having a big party at your house. You having a big party at your house for, let's just say, New Year's. Oh, we doing it big. We hosting this annual big party at our house for New Year's. But then your kitchen burned down. Something happened at your house and you like, damn, but we didn't already sent out these invitations and people supposed to come. We got the caterers lined up. We got the decorations. We got everything. We got the DJ. Like, we got everything lined up. But the kitchen didn't caught on fire. And this part of you see what I'm saying? So it just kind of throws a monkey wrench in the whole situation when you got these invitations out there saying, hey, come here, we're hosting this, but then your house ain't clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you and your man, y'all host this big party, but now y'all going through it. You done damn call him cheating. He been outside slanging it. And then now you like, well, damn, we about to have these folks at our house. We done invite all these people and you getting put out. You ain't even finna be here because you getting put the F out, but we got these people. Like, this is to me what I feel like was taking place is that our home, like we got a lot of dysfunction and things taking place at our home, but we got these invitations out there welcoming people to our home. Our beds aren't made. Our house ain't clean. Michael said, if your house isn't clean, it's your fault. I agree. Our house isn't clean, you all. Our house isn't clean. Our house isn't clean. You can't invite people over into your space if your stuff ain't right. You got to have your stuff together. You got to have your stuff together. Yeah, the smart ones get it. The smart ones get it. Your stuff got to be in order when you bringing people into your space. Your stuff got to be in order. Our stuff isn't in order. So we need to go ahead, tell all these people, you know what? Yeah, we're canceling. Our house ain't clean. Our house ain't clean. We canceling. When you know, you know. Mm-hmm. Our house isn't clean. Look at that house, you all. That's these are federal. This is federal property. Off Grid says they glad they are cleaning up. Yeah. They're in the process. I mean, this the whole illegal immigration roundup. I feel like that's in the process of cleaning up, trying to get things in order. But
Where the fuck am I supposed to go?
um,
Surrounded me and told me no.
Rainy Woman said two things can be true at the same time. That's true. Our house is not clean. We working on it, but it's not clean. Michael said, "Go home." Let me see. Death Decoder said, "Soccer is a national sport with all races and cultures and ethnicities. What Trump stands for isn't that." Yeah, when I heard that a lot of the people weren't wanting to come over because of some of the things that he said, it made sense to me, because just put yourself in a situation. Would you want to go to a country who have made comments about you or your group of people that were just unfavorable? I'm just saying I wouldn't. Again, using the analogy of going to someone's house. Are you okay with going to someone's house, accepting an invitation to go to someone's house who has said bad things about you, your children, yours? It's like common sense. You're not going to want to do nothing with that person, right? Where they do that at? Where they do that at? You don't want to go. You don't go to some place where you don't feel like you're welcome. That's just not what a normal person who has it like any type of pride has. Like, you're not going to want to go to some place where it's been made clear that you're not welcome. So I think, that's how a lot of these people from these other countries feel. They're like, hey, the president of that country is not welcoming of our people. So I don't want to even go over there. He's made it clear he don't want us over here. He don't like us. He called our country shithole countries. Like, literally, this is on record. He said that. Was it called for? But that's what he said. That is what he said. He called them shithole countries. That's what he referred to Somalia as. And do y'all know, when he ran for president, he got the Somali votes. That's the ironic part about it. The Somali people came out and showed up and showed out for him when it came to the votes. Yep, they did. They support. They strongly, like, he got that community's votes. And now fast forward, this is the same community. He's like, yo, get out of here, go home, refer to the country as shithole countries, like all of that. So listen, I personally just wouldn't want to be someplace where I wasn't welcome. And as a Somali person, these people who are experiencing any of this right now, to me, I feel like that they should be trying to make their way back home, because like it is evident that the government, they're not accepted or welcomed here. But think about the reasoning as to why. Look at all the fraud. It's not like it's for no reason. But here's the thing. Another thing, you all, I also don't believe in throwing a baby out with the bathwater. I don't think that just because some people are bad, that everyone's bad that's a part of that group. I will say that. I will add that. I don't think that all Somali people are bad because there were bad ones that got caught up. What we are seeing, though, based off of the numbers, is that there's a lot of Somali peoples in Minnesota who are bad. But there's thousands of people, who are from the Somali community out there. But we do see that a lot of them have been shown to be bad. So I don't think that just because, let's just say, 80 of them was found to be bad, that all of them should have to leave. But what I do believe is that anyone who's here in our country from another country should be here legally. My thing is, if you're here legally, you're good. But if you're not, then you shouldn't be here, regardless of where you come from. But the thing that I find so interesting is that legal Somalis are not outside protesting at all. They're like not outside. Like, they acting like FBA people, like it ain't got nothing to do with them. Y'all take notice of that? The Somali people are out here moving like foundational Black American people, how they're people who look like me are not like outside like that. Mostly you see YT people outside. The Somalis are not outside like that. Even the legal ones, because the most of them there are legal. Like, why aren't they outside? Off Grid Tree said exactly, they are embarrassed. I think so too. Because that those bad seeds made their community look really bad. They should be embarrassed. Those bad seeds made them look bad. Those bad seeds made them look bad. It is what it is. Somebody said, what's YTP? YT people are white people. That's just kind of on the internet. Probably for algorithm, for purposes. You know, some words, social media, some platforms don't maybe like you to say. So, and content creators, they'll refer to like white people as YT people. So that's why I said that. But yeah, like, so as you're seeing, like, what the people look like that's outside, it's not even people who are in jeopardy of being removed from the country. Interesting, right? Interesting. Jorge said legal residents can be afraid to be taken unlawfully regardless of showing documents. I have seen or heard cases where there are people who said they were legal and they got hemmed up and all of that. So I have heard cases where that has happened. I just feel like right now in these times, if you're not from, I just think that if you know that based off of what your skin color looks like if you're a brown person, you know that it's easy to tell that you're not from here. I think you should have legal documents, something on you that shows that you are American citizen, whether that's your driver's license, your passport, what else? Maybe a social security card. I just think that nobody should be outside without documentation to show that you are legit. Myself, everyone. I always have my ID on me. Yeah, I always got something on me to show whatever. And then y'all know with the real ID in the US, everybody should have the real ID. So that means on your driver's license, you should have either a black star or I think a gold star on your ID. That's the real ID. We were required like last year in 2025 to have the updated versions of the driver's license that's known as the real ID. So think of that as like a one-stop shop where when they run your ID, they can just see everything they need to see just from that. Your insurance, like you don't have to be pulling out all these different multiple things to support who you are, what type of protections you have. I was in a car accident, or not, I was in a car accident, but I watched a woman hit my car a couple of weeks ago in a parking lot. And I called the police to have a report done on it. And the officer came out. I didn't have to show him any insurance or anything like that. He just took our driver's license and he was just able to see all he needed to see from that. Like, that's the real ID. So if you have a driver's license, make sure you're always carrying your driver's license on you. You just don't want to be caught. You just don't want to be caught dirty. You just want to make sure you always have everything you need on you. Because yes, I have heard multiple stories where people who are legal and who are here, they said that they got questioned. But what I will say, I'm sure it's very, 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 very few situations to where the people who were taken in, they were detained for a long period of times if they were legit. I don't believe there's very many of those stories happening where, oh, I'm legit, I'm American, I was born here, and they kept me for 2 weeks. I don't think there's many stories. I don't think that's real. No. I think that somebody might get hauled into a facility and they may have been legal, but I think within a matter of hours, they're cleared and released if it came to show that they were actually legal. And when I say legal, I'm talking about where they were actually on paper being citizens, not being kind of pending in a process of getting citizenship or having some type of temporary paperwork to be here, because the Trump administration, they haven't been honoring those documents where they're if you're like in the process. I've seen a lot of cases where people are in the process of getting citizenship and they've been going to court dates and all of that, and but legally, they've been okay with being here because they're like in the process. And the Trump administration, they're like, F that. If your stuff don't already have it stamped as you're good, you're approved, you are a citizen, then if you're in the process, you are still considered illegal because the process hasn't been finalized. And listen, we don't want to finalize your process, so it's time for you to go home. I reported on my channel before at, like, y'all know how, like, with people, or maybe some of you may know, some of you may not, but when you're going through the citizenship process, like, they have like this ceremony. I don't know the name, I can't remember, like almost like a graduation ceremony where you're for your citizenship and things like that. I had reported on my channel where there were people who were there who were from, like, maybe from these countries. Maybe they were from at that time, there was a list of 19 countries that Trump was like putting a hold on as far as with accepting like citizenships or allowing for people to come in and all of that. And there were people, you all, who are literally at the graduation and who were tapped on the shoulder, asked to go home, and they could not stay to participate in the ceremony because they were originally from like these countries that was on the list. So the Trump administration did not want to approve for them to finalize their process that would have them to be legal citizens. This is what I'm talking about, you all. So if you haven't fully completed the process and you're still pending, the Trump administration is still have power to halt your process. That is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If your meeting it's supposed to be June 1st, and what today is January 18th, the Trump administration can come in and throw a monkey wrench in your situation to where, even though June 1st is supposed to be your date to where you good up until, like, they can come and intervene and just say, nope, we want to intervene. No, we don't want you to continue on in this process. We don't want you to get citizenship. Like, they have the right to do that. And that is what they're doing. So a lot of these people who are being picked up and they say, oh, I got paperwork or I'm here, whatever. A lot of these people are still pending in their process. Like, there was a guy, I think he was a local government official working in New York, and he got picked up. And his paperwork was saying that he was approved to be here until I think maybe like October of 2026. But again, he don't have citizenship. It's almost like some temporary, like some temporary type stuff. It's like some temporary stuff to where, like, the Trump administration, it's like they don't have to honor these temporary things like that you got in place. And this guy, he had something in place that said he was good until like October, but it was still on some temporary type stuff, not him still having like citizenship here. So the Trump administration is like, listen, we have every right to still roll up on you and have you removed because you are technically not a citizen here. You are here temporary on whatever type of agreement that Biden says you can be here under. But Trump is coming in and saying, no, F that. Whatever Biden told y'all, no, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. And that's the type of time he's on. He's like, yo, like, we not doing that. We ain't honoring nothing Sleepy Joe, what he was saying or whatever, because he was asleep. He didn't know what he was doing. And so a lot of people are pissed off because they were like, but he said, and Trump like, yeah, but he's dumb. He told y'all wrong. And yeah. So that's where we are with this. It's a lot going on. It will behoove you to stay from outside in these streets because this is what's taking place when you are outside. Yeah. This ain't what you want. Or maybe it is. If this what you want, by all means, but don't be out there and you get hit upside your head and lose the eye and then want to be on Fox 5 cop and please talking about what had happened was What had happened was, no, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. We got to think smart. We got to figure out other ways of how to get our messaging across other than being outside in the face of ice. How about that? Being outside in the face of ice, we're not seeing anybody winning in this manner. I haven't seen it yet. Chris said exactly, F around and find out, right? Like a lot of people have effing around and finding out. Y'all see that one guy, he was a J6er. He got stabbed in the back of the head. Y'all know his name. You can put it in the chat. He got mobbed by, I guess he was anti-Islam, and them people rolled up on him and knocked him all upside his head. I think that happened yesterday. I think they said his plan was to be out there to burn a Quran. Now, how he came up with that idea, I don't know. I don't know, but it didn't work out for the kid. It did not work out for that man. Y'all know who I'm talking about? It's a white guy. He got stabbed. He was bleeding. And it was actually protesters. It was a black guy and some other guy who were like helping him. They were helping him. But yeah, I think Jake Lane, thank you for that. Jake Lane got jacked up. And he was out there, my thing is, you say he wasn't white. What is Jake Lane? He looked like a white man to me. What is he? What is Jake Lane? Because he looked white to me. He got white skin. I didn't see a draw. You say he's a Jew? He's white. Hell, a white person ain't a Jew. He is a Jew. So that ain't white. He not a white. Okay, can we call him a white Jew? Like, I'm just saying. Hey, what's up, Tim? Yeah, so he was out there. I don't know how he thought it was going to work out for him. But yeah, he left bleeding. Some of the protesters actually helped get him through and, out of his little situation or whatever. But this is the type of stuff, like, we got to move smarter out here. A lot of people are just moving in their emotions and their feelings, and they're not thinking straight. They're not thinking straight. So that wasn't smart of him to be out there like that. Especially knowing you're going to be outnumbered. Safety first, y'all. Safety first. Safety first. So apparently they say he was a J6er. So I don't know if he was, if he ended up getting arrested, if he was one of the people pardoned. But they said that he was a J6er. So I had never heard of this man before until then. So it was all kind of new to me, his situation.
Fuck every last fucking one of you. Cowards! Cowards! Fuck out!
Greg say Renee fought the law and the law won.
Fuck you!
What you all are seeing on the screen, do you all feel like any of this warrant Trump sending U.S. troops to Minnesota? I mean, just going off of what you see, because this is like today, Sunday, January 18th. You feel like any of this warrant sending troops out? Or you like, nah, they all right, they got it. They got it. Y'all think they got it? How is this a peaceful protest? Is this what we call a peaceful protest? Is this peace? Is this peace in the Middle East? Is this example of peace in the Middle East? Yeah. So this is what's kind of this is what's taking place. So Trump basing his decision, like these are the type of things that he's going to be looking at to make his decision. Like he'll look at things like this and decide on whether or not additional supports need to be sent out. I wonder with this community, what this gonna look like when the sun come up. What is this community? What do you all think this community is gonna look like when the sun comes up? Virtually Honey said they aren't being peaceful. Yeah, there's nothing peaceful about this. And how much longer can we go on like this? I don't even live in that community. But just as someone who lives in a community where things like this isn't taking place, I would not want to know that outside my door, outside where my children go to catch the bus, like I wouldn't want to know that these are the things that are taking place outside in my community. I don't think anybody with some sense would want to see any of this taking place in their community, especially if you own something, you got something that you've worked hard for and want to hold on to, especially if you got children that you want to make sure is protected. This isn't what you want to know that's outside of your door. And I don't care what political party you are from. This is not what you want to see. You're going to be like, listen, 911, you're going to be trying to call for help. Like, somebody need to come. This is not what I work hard, I pay for. Like, somebody got to come take care of this. Somebody got to come do something and fix this. So I think a lot of times when it comes to situations like this, we have to put ourselves in a situation and think like, wow, is this what I would want to see taking place in my community? As you sit at home watching it take place in another community. Like, ask yourself, would I want to see this take place in my community? Because if your answer is no, then the next thing is, okay, well, what can we do to resolve this, to stop this? And Trump's like, listen, I got the answer. I got the answer. I got these troops on standby in Anchorage, Alaska, that's ready to jump off the porch. They ready. They on go. They ready to be on go. Just let me know. So with that being said, I'm just like, if he ends up doing that, I don't feel a way about the idea of him doing it. I more so feel a way about the idea that people are too slow to recognize what's about to happen. Because these same people are going to be talking to the news and be pissed off when the troops and these special forces come into their communities, and they're going to be asking like, well, why are they here? Why are you here? What the heck you mean? You done tore up the whole block. You done F the whole block up. What do you mean? What do you mean? Why are they here? Like, you know how people play to act crazy? They get it on and popping. And then when you deal with them, they want to play crazy and act like they don't understand what's going on. They'll hit you with, well, why are you acting like this all of a sudden? What do you mean all of a sudden? I done told you multiple times that I'm tired of your ish. So miss me with the all of a sudden. Y'all know how people play crazy when you get ready to react and do something. Then they want to act like you done switched up. Well, what's the problem? Well, why are you upset all of a sudden? But they didn't chose to just ignore all of the signs that you put out there, all of the signals that you put out there to say that I'm tired of your ish. I'm tired of you. I'm tired of you. But that's what they say. Action speaks louder than words. Action speaks louder than words. So what's going to happen is that when Trump sends out these people to put them folks out there on them, that's going to fall into the category of actions. That's when it's going to get people's attention, and they're going to be like, oh, well, all you had to do is say, you know how people hit you with, well, all you had to do is this, and that, when you was doing damn that plus then some. But they going to hit you with, well, I didn't hear you. I didn't know that that's how you really, really felt. I thought you was just saying that. Y'all know how it go. People will play in your face as long as you allow them. People will play in your face. People will play in your face. Marvin said, you voted for him, you get what you vote for. F around and find out. Jordan said, a bunch of children having a tantrum. They really going to have a tantrum when them troops come out there. Because I feel like the troops going to be out there before the end of the month. We're the 18th. I feel like before the month is out, if this still takes place, I believe the troops is going to be out there. Whether he enact the Insurrection Act or not, because I told y'all earlier on this live, he has the ability to do it with or without the Insurrection Act, to send out the military or the special forces under the National Guards. So he has the right to do it. It's just a matter of when he chooses to. And Trump's very strategic. He's very strategic about what he does, when he does it. And it's just a matter of time on when he's going to do it. And baby, when he do it, these folks gonna be in their feelings. They are gonna be so mad. They are gonna be so upset, and they gonna act like they did not see it coming. They gonna act like they did not see it coming. Y'all know they gonna act like they didn't see it coming. Even though we've been watching it, reporting it, they was outside partaking in the foolishness. They gonna act like I don't understand why that is necessary. And y'all know them politicians gonna be on camera. Excuse me, the politicians gonna be on camera, and the law enforcement, they gonna be like, well, I didn't feel like it needed to it needed to go this far. Y'all know how they gonna do. Because the local politicians, they have been advocating for like the people to be outside and to use their voices and things like that. So they've been kind of adding fuel to the fire. But watch, once these National Guards, and then when they come outside, they gonna be acting like they wasn't a part of the shenanigans. Y'all see that? F-ICE? F-ICE? Guess what? That's federal property. That alone gives Trump grounds to send in extra forces. That right there. He has grounds to send in extra forces because of them damaging federal property. Bam. Bam. That vehicle right there. This right here is not helping the cause. Meanwhile, Renee Good and her family sitting at home with millions of dollars in the bank. They sitting at home. Y'all think Renee Good's family's been outside since her death? Y'all let me know in the comments. Y'all think Renee's wife been outside? Y'all think Renee's wife out here? Let me know if y'all see her. Let me move the phone. Do y'all see Mrs. Good out here? Y'all see Renee's wife out here? I just want to know, do y'all see Renee's wife out here? Because Renee's wife got over $1 million in the bank. That GoFundMe went over $1 million. Renee's wife is good. Y'all think she been outside since that day her wife's life was taken? I just want to know, because all these people outside and risking their life and their freedom. But Renee Good's wife, she at the crib, looking on the internet, watching like us. That woman is not outside because she need to be able to live long enough to spend that money. Her wife took one for the team. Renee Nicole Good took one for the team. She left her wife and her children straight. You know how sometimes people die and they leave you and they leaving you with nothing but bills, agony, whatever. Renee Good left her family straight. That GoFundMe went over $1 million. I think they stopped it maybe at about 1.5 million. I think child the goal was maybe around 50,000. And I think it stopped at the last time I reported on it. I think when they ended it, I think it was at like 1.5. So Renee left her family good. Miss Good left her family good. So no, I'm sure that Renee Good wife would never be outside again. She got something to live for now. She got millions of dollars. She got something to do with her time now. See, before she had nothing to do with the time, because a lot of times people who ain't got nothing to lose, them be the ones who willing to risk it all. They be outside. Them be the ones who willing to. You ever notice the ones who willing to risk it all? They don't have anything to lose. They don't have anything. Like a lot of people that don't have jobs, they don't have homes, they don't have anything. When you don't have anything to lose, you tend to move recklessly. Renee Good and her wife were outside. They were moving recklessly. But I bet you Renee's Good wife will no longer move recklessly again. Why? Because she got something to lose now. What does she have to lose? She got over $1 million in the bank. She got something to live for. She got things to buy. She got money to spend. She has money to spend. She got something to live for. She like, shit, I ain't going outside. Hell, why I'm doing that? That's why, like, you don't see stuff popping off like in the burbs, like where I live. We don't roll like this out here. These people, we hardworking people that got jobs, things to lose. They can't afford to be on the news getting hemmed up, getting arrested. You got to call, like how you calling out and you got locked up? Now you then got fired because because for job abandonment, because you couldn't show up to work because you was locked up. You see what I'm saying? You see how it's a difference between how people who got something to lose move versus the ones who don't? Because I told y'all, when you look at the faces, a lot of these people who are out here on these streets, they're young. These people look very young. They're young looking people. These people who they ain't got nothing. They sleeping on somebody's couches. They might still live at their mama and daddy house who, guess what, do got something to lose. But they ain't got nothing to lose. They squatters. They live on the streets. They homeless. They ain't got no jobs. These are people who don't have anything to lose. These people don't have anything to lose. We at home watching on the internet, on the internet, on Beyonce's internet, on 50 Cent internet, we have plenty to lose. Stay in the house. Stay in the house if you got something. If you got children, stay in the house. If you got to love people you love, stay in the house. How about if you got a job? Stay in the house. Word to the wise. Word to the wise. Stay in the house. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I say that all day long. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And the sad part about it, you got so many people who play stupid games, and then when they get that stupid prize, they act like they don't understand why that was the prize they got, why they couldn't get some roses. Like, like why you had to give me that prize? You know what I'm saying? You want to play crazy, like they just surprised at what they got. Like, sir, you was out here playing stupid games. So how did you not expect a stupid prize? You know what I'm saying? Like, make it make sense. But that's delusion. These people out here are delusional. These people out here are straight delusional. Don't be a delusional person out here. Don't be that person that's on the news, that's making the news like this. Don't be that person. Don't be that person. Thank you for joining. Please like the video. Make sure you complete the poll. Like, share, and subscribe. Welcome. My name's Chic. I talk politics on this channel. Right now, we're covering the protest. Hey, did you all see? I caught it. I don't know if the live might be going, but President Trump was talking, I guess, yesterday about Iran, and I think he was like he's ready to send. I'm not sure if he sent them already, but he's ready to send troops over there. I think they said the death toll over there was up to like 554 people who've died already over there in Iran. So he spoke yesterday from the Oval Office. Before I started this live, I seen a live stream going that was showing him speaking. But I wanted to kind of cover this protest stuff to show you all that. But you all get into that as well, because it's just going down just all around the globe. Just the world is just in distress right now. Greenland, yesterday I did a very short live, just testing out some things on YouTube, as far as, so a lot of you probably didn't even see that live, but I did a live showing protests taking place in Greenland. Those people, it seemed like they're not in support of just the political things that are taking place over there. What did they spray on him? Y'all, what they spray on that man? They just walked. What they spray? I want to know, y'all. Let me know in the comments. What is it that they're spraying out of these guns, like this air? Like, what is that? Like, y'all, what is that? But anyway, so Greenland, they got protests going over there because of the political climate there. I know Trump is talking about sending troops. I don't know if he's already sent the troops over there, but he was talking about sending troops over to Greenland. Trump wants to take over Greenland. The Trump administration feel like if they do not take over Greenland, Russia and I believe China will move in and take over. And they don't feel that the Denmark, the leader of Denmark, the woman, they don't feel like she can handle Russia and China if they come and move in. So remember, I told y'all the U.S., the way they move like, listen, I know better. I know what's best for you. I'm your mama, I'm your daddy, I'm your grandmama, your granddaddy, your godmama, your goddaddy, your auntie, your uncle, your principal, your governor, your mayor. Like anybody in your life of any type of authority, that's how the U.S. function when it comes to other countries. So they basically was like, Denmark, y'all don't know how to handle y'all business, but that's all right. We got y'all. We gonna handle it for you. So we gonna go ahead and send in our people to go ahead and just take control, and you can just sit over there. We got this. We got this. So now it's just like this battle of like taking over this country, taking over this land that don't belong to US, Russia, or China, but everybody fighting over it. Imagine there are people fighting over something that belong to you. Imagine you got you a house. And then you got like your neighbor, the man up the street that work at Walmart, and a guy at the dealership up the street, and the gas station owner up the way, and everybody fighting over your house. What you mean? What you see what I'm saying? Like, how you fighting over some ish that's mine? Like, where they do that at? How you fighting over some ish that's mine? And that's what's taking place. They fighting over some territory that don't belong to any of them. Because Trump like, yeah, Denmark, I know y'all run stuff, but y'all ain't handling it right. You just ain't doing it right. What Ludacris says, some say sex is underrated, but he said, y'all just ain't doing it right. Trump is saying, listen, y'all just ain't doing it right. Y'all not managing things right. But that's all right. That's all right, because the U.S. is going to come in and save the day, because that's just what we do. We come in and we swoop in like a thief in the night. We are your savior, whether you called for us or you didn't. We come in anyway. We come in anyway. We know what's best for you. We know what's best for you. We know what's best for you. So Greenland, like, they're not here for the political shenanigans. So they was outside. So I covered a little bit of that yesterday. Iran, it is going down in Iran. I think y'all earlier this week, I think it was a guy that was scheduled to get hung in Iran because of him. I guess people out there been getting like arrested and things if you're outside or something like that. And there was a guy, I think on Tuesday maybe, he was scheduled to be hung. So I don't know. Trump was speaking out prior to that date about just how he planned to try to help out. I guess send in our people to come in and help. But I haven't picked up on it since then to see whatever happened with that. If that young man, the guy was hung, but it was just basically rooted around him just using his voice and being outside. And now, as a punishment, he was being hung. So, yeah, look into that. So I believe that was in Iran. I believe that was in Iran where that took place. But the death toll is definitely growing in Iran. That is another place where the U.S. has kind of came in and, I think the troops have gotten sent over to Iran. Venezuela is that other place where the U.S. kind of went in and kind of took over Venezuela. They claim they're not. I don't know. I feel like the Trump administration kind of double talks when it comes to what they're doing over there in Venezuela. It's like in one breath, it's like, oh, no, we're helping out the president over there and whatever, and then the next breath is like, oh, we're doing this, we're doing that. So it's like, which one is it? I think Venezuela, I think the goal is for, United States, the U.S., Trump, they want to run that country as well. I think they want to run that country as well, even though it's like the woman, she's like the face of it. She was sworn in as the president because she was the sitting, I guess, VP. But I think she's the face of Venezuela. But Trump wants to have the U.S. kind of basically run it. I've reported on it before on my channel with him strongly encouraging oil executives like was that is it Exxon? What's the oil companies? He's strongly encouraging for them to go over to Venezuela and get the oil, extract the oil and things from over there. They're not really gung ho about doing it. For one, from what I've learned, they're saying, that oil is kind of thick. It's not really like what we want. But Trump really wants these oil companies to go over there, extract the oil, set up shop, bring oil to the, like he's really wanting them to kind of get in on the plug, and they're not really interested. But from what I've learned, I think he's offering incentives to them like, hey, if you go over there and use your money and resources, do whatever, we'll reimburse you. We'll give you some type of cuts, some things that'll make it worthwhile for your efforts of going over there. So it's just a lot going on. Not everybody is here for how Trump moves, but he's the leader of he's the leader of the U.S. So, he's the shot caller over here. He's the shot caller over here. So it'll be interesting to see if these oil companies will go ahead and sign on paper to link up with him to go over there and, get the oil and things from Venezuela. Hey, Just Say When, welcome. I see you in here working. I don't know if Raining Woman is in here. I made her a mod because she was holding it down. I've been on here for a while. We're covering the live protests in Minneapolis, and I'm just sharing background information as to what's going on. Y'all let me know in the comments, are you here for the U.S. going in, being the savior for all these other countries, even when they didn't ask to be saved? Even when they didn't ask to be saved. Curfew. Asian, you said there needs to be a curfew. That was my initial thought when I seen things kind of starting to go left, maybe about a week or so ago. I'm like, they need to implement a curfew, because that's what they did in Los Angeles in June when they had brought in the National Guards. They also had a curfew implemented. I can't remember the exact hours of the curfew, but I reported on it, of course. But it looked like the curfew, it worked out. It worked out. Raina said, yes, I'm still here, honey. Thank you. They are wilding in the chat. The disrespect. Raina, yeah, you hadn't been over here in a while. This is unfortunately the norm. I didn't, my mods didn't know I was going live. I kind of did an impromptu live. So thank you for holding it down for me over here. But yeah, this is kind of how it goes over here. So I appreciate you. It's real different over here, as you can see. It's real different, but I don't really be fazed by it. A lot of times, really, I don't really see the ignorant, the crazy comments, because, child, I be doing my thing as a content creator, but I have awesome moderators, and they quickly gather them together. But yeah, I have thick skin, so I don't be fazed by these people. But I thank you all for being here and liking the video. I welcome for anybody to just have their opinion, regardless of what it is. It's just what they say is not what you do, is how you do it. Have some decorum, have some respect. How about that? It's the little things. Just Say When, say you just getting off work. All right, so you signing in to job number 2. Appreciate you, y'all. Being a mod is not for the faint at heart. That is something you all I've never done for a content creator. I've never been a mod. So I just know what the experience is like just through my moderators and what they go through and what they say. But y'all, it's not a job that I want. So I would never be the one to just voluntarily raise my hand to be somebody's mod on their channel. Yeah, because it's a whole job. As you can see, it's a job. But thank y'all for being here. Make sure you complete the poll. Are you here for the 1,500 U.S. military is being deployed to Minnesota? Are you here for it? Because Trump is about to be on his Lauryn Hill, ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. You're gonna find. Listen, Trump like, listen, we about to be playing Lauryn Hill. We about to have these 1,500 troops. They finna march in to Lauryn Hill and the Fugees. They finna be on their Lauryn Hill and the Fugees. Y'all, can y'all imagine them troops walking in and you got Lauryn Hill and the Fugees playing in the background, child. That's what, if that pop off, that's what we ready. Hashtag Lauren Hill and the Fugees, ready or not. If y'all in here and y'all know what the hell I'm talking about, Google Lauren Hill and the Fugees, or just go in and type in the song Ready or Not. You gonna know what the hell I'm talking about. That's that type of energy that we gonna be on as the military gonna be on as they march into Minnesota. Hell, watch. I promise you, when you hear the song, you can be like, bet. That's what she was talking about. She clocked it. She clocked it. That's gonna be the soundtrack of the troops. That is gonna be the soundtrack. Y'all, this is where we are. This is the state of the U.S. right now. We have a lot of unrest going on. I tell people regularly over here, we do not have any saviors that's outside of us. So if you're waiting for a savior that wears red or wears blue, that subscribe to red or blue, there is no savior outside of yourself. We have to save ourselves. You may ask, well, Sheik, what does that mean? That means that we have to go within. We have to be our own savior. We have to protect ourselves. We cannot look for people on the outside to do that for us. We have to find an inner peace for ourselves. We have to figure out what that looks like. We have to woo-saw. You have to go in. It may mean that you have to disconnect for a minute from social media. How about that? It may mean you have to disconnect from the people who you've been kicking it with. How about that? It may mean that you just have to disconnect from just some of your family. How about that? It just means that you got to step away and just evaluate your whole life, just your whole soul, your whole being. It just means that you guys to do something different than what you've been doing, because what you've been doing, guess what? It ain't been working. It ain't been working. If something ain't been working, guess what? It's time to move around and do something different. And that's the situation for a lot of people. But a lot of people are so afraid to move around and do something different because they're scared of what somebody's going to think, or they're just afraid to do something different. They're afraid of the unknown. But guess what? That's the breakthrough. Anytime anybody has done something great, they were met with fear before that greatness. It is scary to do something different. I took a break from content creation YouTube for a couple of months following Charlie Kirk's death. I took a break for like 2 months. I came back after Thanksgiving. Child, I had a woosah because it's so much going on. So imagine me as a content creator. I told you all, I record on this type of stuff on a regular. It's heavy energy. It's heavy energy, low vibrational energy. I was consuming that. So I had to take a break, and it made a difference for me in my mental health. So I encourage you all to do things like that. You got to take a break. You got to do what's best for you. F what the next person say or think. Do what's best for you and yours. Because guess what? That's how you're going to survive. Because a lot of people mess around, F around, and find out and lose a limb, lose an eye, lose a life because they're trying to do something to appease the next person. Have you all heard, like Renee Nicole Good, the woman who lost her life? Have you all heard the wife say she was out here because I made her come out here? That's an example of you doing something dumb, stupid, ignorant because of what somebody else wants you to do, or you thinking about what somebody else said or may think. That woman said, it's my fault. I made her come out here. I had her come out here. So for her to make that comment, that goes to say that that woman, Renee, her initial thought or feelings about the situation was she did not want to be outside. She didn't want to be outside. But her wife said, in the wife's words, I made her come out here. You put your wife in an effed up situation. Somebody got to be damn able to use common sense in a situation. Everybody can't be stuck on stupid in the house, right? You can't have the kids smarter. You can't have the kids and the dogs smarter than the damn grown-ups in the house. Somebody got to damn use common sense. That woman said it's my fault because I the one had her outside. That's that stuff I'm talking about. Just because somebody is a loved one or somebody close to you, that don't always means that they know what's best for you or that they're smart. How many of us got dumb as hell people in our families? Just because they your family, it don't make them the sharpest knife in the drawer. They your family. You got to be able to use common sense and discernment to know that, nah, I'm going to sit over here. Yeah, I'm going to sit this one out. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be the smartest move. And the best way how you can tell too is look at the life of these people who be trying to get you to do stupid stuff. I told you, people who do stupid stuff ain't got nothing to live for. It shows in their life. I promise you, you're not going to see somebody who got ish to lose outside regularly doing stupid stuff outside of Diddy. You're not going to see that. See, Diddy is an exception of the rule. It is an exception to the rule. But your normal average person ain't finna be out here doing stupid ish when they got so much to lose, when they got families and stuff. They got jobs. They got houses. They got property. You ain't finna be outside at something like this. I guarantee you are. All these people who are outside, I bet you they don't live in the suburbs. They ain't living in no house that they got a mortgage on. I bet you that. These people ain't going to no jobs that's paying good money, whether it's blue collar or white collar jobs. This is not what you're seeing out here. What you're seeing the person who's doing ride share jobs. You're seeing out here the person who doing hustle man type jobs. You're seeing out here the person who's sitting at home collecting government benefits. You're seeing the person who's sleeping on somebody's couch. These are the type of people that you're seeing out here. I promise you that. This is what you're seeing out here. This is what you're seeing out here. If you're somebody who got something to lose, this is not a representation of you out here. I repeat, if you're somebody who got something to lose, this is not a representation of you. This is the other side of the tracks, literally. You know when they say the other side of the tracks? This is what the other side of the tracks do. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. This is the other side of the tracks. Nobody aspires to be on the other side of the tracks. You end up on the other side of the tracks because of your life decisions. We all get the same amount of hours in a day. It's up to us to choose to how we spend those hours. I get 24 hours just like the next person get 24 hours in a day. What I do in my 24 hours in a day, it shows up in my life. What they do in their 24 hours of the day, it shows up in their life. You saw, that's the difference, you all. We breathe the same air. We walk the same streets. It's all rooted in decisions. What kind of decisions are you making? What type of decisions are you making? All these people out here, these are conscious decisions that they made. They are conscious decisions that they made. I've made a conscious decision to be at home in my house and cover this on the internet. Having my opinion, talking my talk, saying whatever. In the safety of my home. Like, we got to move smart. A lot of these people aren't moving smart out here. People are not moving smart out here. And they're risking their lives. They're putting their loved ones in danger. Just like Nicole Good, her wife put her in danger when she enticed her to go out there and get behind the wheel and interfere with federal law. That's not a smart move in anywhere. Anywhere, that's not a smart move. Nobody with common sense would advise their loved one to do that, regardless of their skin tone, regardless of what political party they support. They would not advise their loved one to go out there and to get into the faces of law enforcement. They're not going to. If they give a damn about you, how about that? Let's rewind it back. Somebody who gives a damn about you would never advocate for you to go outside and do something dumb. So if anybody's on this live listening and you got people in your life that are advocating for you to go outside and do something stupid on any given day of the week, they don't give a damn about you. They don't give a damn about you, because people who care about you is not going to want to see you caught up in a situation. They're not going to want to see you risk your life and put your life on the line. They're not going to want you to do none of that. They're going to advise for you to do things in a way that's going to still have you to be safe and still be within the parameters of the law. That is what people who give a damn do. That's the type of advice they give. So you have to be mindful of the people who are in your ear, because sometimes it's a setup. Sometimes people will tell you to do stupid stuff because they want to see you fall. They want to see you lose. They want to see you lose. They want to see you fail. How about they're jealous? So they'll put a battery in your back and say, yeah, go do this, go do that. Y'all ever have people in your life, they quick to put a battery in your back, but you ain't seen them go do none of that? Why? Because they know they can get you to do it. They ain't finna do it because they got enough sense to know that it's dumb. But they view you as somebody who's dumb that'll believe it and go out there and do it, so they ain't got to do it. And then once you go out there and do it, that same person will be like, man, I don't know what they did. They going to act like they didn't have no parts and putting that battery in your back, act like they don't even know why you did it. And y'all know how they do. Be mindful of the people, the company you keep. As who is that? The content creator, what's his name? Hassan Campbell. He ends every life by saying, pay attention to your circle before they hurt you. And what that means is that you got to pay attention to the people that you keep in the people who are around you, because more often than not, those are the ones who are out to get you and who will more than likely hurt you. You know, don't they say like a lot of times your abuser, or even like when a child or somebody's abused, is somebody that they know, is not like a complete stranger. Like most of the time, like that op, it isn't like this stranger. It's like somebody you know. Ain't that crazy? Like it's the people like in your circle, in your life, that you gotta like watch, that they be the one that's out to do you in. Most of the time, people know the person that's out that didn't wrong them. It's not some random. And a lot of times it's rooted in jealousy. Jealousy runs deep. Y'all be careful. Don't be going outside doing stupid stuff just to try to be TikTok famous and make the gram and YouTube. Nah. Y'all seen that guy who they didn't already arrested some people for stealing, damaging federal property. Y'all seen the guy, he was like a Hispanic guy. He had tattoos on his face. He got arrested because he vandalized. They broke into like the federal agents' vehicles. They had ran off the federal agents, and after the federal agents left, they ransacked the vehicles, and they was all on camera and everything. And next thing you know, within like 24 hours, law enforcement had them rammed up. And one of the guys, he had tattoos all over his face, and he's affiliated. I can't remember the gang, but he's affiliated with like a really dangerous gang. But he had tattoos on his face. So when I first saw the live the day before learning about his arrest, I'm like, he has a distinguished look that would make it easy to identify him. And I'm like, these people going to jail. Next thing you know, I seen his mugshot out there. They had arrested him. MS-13. They had hemmed him up. That stupid stuff that I'm talking about. Struck said $100,000 reward. Soon as I seen them people vandalizing and stuff, I'm like, they going to jail. They were all on camera. It was live. Like it was on camera. All the police would have to do is just, y'all know with technology these days, they ping your phones. They can tell where you were at. That's how they caught up with the J6ers. Based off of where you're at, you all, like they can like tell if you were in the vicinity of something. They'll just run the phone records and see where your phone was pinged to. Like they have their ways of getting you arrested, knowing if you were around in the area. So y'all don't think that you can go outside and do stupid stuff and be in a crowd and think that you won't be caught or identified, because through phone records, they can tell where you were. They can tell by where your phone was pinging. In current times, that's how law enforcement solve a lot of the cases. If there's a cell phone, most people have at least one cell phone device on them at probably like all times, especially when they're outside. They can tell where you were at based off of where your phone is pinging. I'm just saying. But these people out here, they're not thinking straight. They're just outside thinking that, well, There's too many of us. They can't catch us all, but they can catch you. They can catch you. They may not get everybody, but they can get you. Have you all completed the survey? He said FAFO face tattoo. His face tattoos got him caught up. And y'all know it's a special type of person. I don't know nobody who ain't who got their face all tatted up and not affiliated with a gang. To me, like soon as I seen that man, like his face all, I'm like, yeah, he gang. Like ain't no regular person just saying, yo, like you going into the tattoo shop, you like, yeah, I want that. And sir, well, what do you want it? I want it on my cheek, on my face cheek. Like what? Like it's only a different type of person who make them kind of decisions, y'all. These are people who ain't got nothing to live for. People who ain't got nothing to live for do stupid stuff like this. And I sit at home and capture the stupid stuff in the safety of my home by streaming on the internet. It's safer this way. I imagine tomorrow is probably going to be another busy day on the streets because of the holiday and people, a lot of people don't have to work tomorrow because of the MLK Day. It's a federal holiday. A lot of children are home from school. So I think tomorrow is going to be another day that's like the weekend where, you know, you'll see people outside. I don't know. We'll see if I come online and kind of do a live on it. We'll see, because y'all see these lives can be long. It takes a lot, but I know it's a good bit of people that tends to come through on the live. So I try to stay on as long as I can, and I don't have to, you know, be up early tomorrow working and things because of the holiday. So it's a late night. It's a late night. So we're able to do a live stream into the next day. Today is officially Monday, January 19th. Today is MLK Day. So while I'm talking about tomorrow, I'm saying today. How many of you are off today? But I don't know. I just feel like we'll hear from the Trump administration. I feel like we'll hear from the Trump administration today on MLK Day. I think they'll be saying some things to the people. Hey, Jimmy. Stay safe. Yes, thank you. You too. You all, I want you to stay safe. We're going to watch from the comfort of our homes. We're not getting caught up in this mess and these shenanigans. We'll leave that to the foolish people. The people who like living on the edge. They're chanting F ICE right now. FUCK ICE. That's what they're chanting right now. Y'all look like the 4th of July fireworks out there in them streets, huh? Lord. Y'all know how they set it off in the cul-de-sac? You got your fireworks out there.
back away and fuck right off.
Right now, this is a live stream from Sunday, January 18th in Minneapolis. It is now after midnight where I'm located in Georgia, East Coast. But this is the protesters outside starting from Sunday. This is a live stream that's going on.
Keep fucking moving! You think you're fucking get the fuck out! Concentrate like you're fucking Iraq. You're fucking shit straight. Eyes out! Eyes out! Eyes out! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Okay, so I'll share this update as I'm looking. I'm on the bbc.com, and it's the latest from a day ago for updates pertaining to ICE response. So they're saying the U.S. judge restricts ICE response to Minneapolis protesters. The U.S. federal judge has issued an order limiting the crowd control tactics that can be used by Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents, ICE, towards peaceful and unobstructive protesters in Minneapolis. Judge Catherine Menendez ruled on Friday night that federal agents cannot arrest or pepper spray peaceful demonstrators, including those monitoring and observing ICE agents. Now, remember, in this live, I seen them spraying something. So I'm wondering if this is a new tactic. What I don't know what they're spraying. Do you all know what's being sprayed out of these? It looks like rifles that they have, but it's spraying something like an aerosol. I don't know. But the judge said that they're not allowed to, they can't arrest or pepper spray. So I'm wondering if that's the new thing they're using against the protesters. The ruling comes ahead of planned weekend protests against the widespread immigration actions in the city and follows the fatal shooting of Renee Good by ICE agents earlier this month. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security said it's taken measures to protect officers from rioters. The U.S. defense official has told BBC and U.S. partner CBS News that some 1,500 active duty soldiers are on standby in Alaska for possible deployment to Minneapolis. Judge Menendez 83-page order bars federal agents from arresting and using pepper spray or similar non-lethal munitions and crowd dispersal tools against persons who are engaging in peaceful and unobstructive protest activity. Now, I don't know if have y'all seen peaceful and let me see what word they said. For unobstructive activity. Have y'all seen any of that play out in this live? The act of safely following immigration agents at an appropriate distance does not by itself create reasonable suspicion to justify a vehicle stop, it says. So there's a judge coming in. It's like, listen, ICE agents, I'm gonna need for y'all to stand down, basically. So this agent is more, is siding with, I don't even want to say the people, the protesters, but they are like, you need to just use your words, stand down, use your words. It doesn't seem like, they're prohibited to, it seems like they are prohibited to like take action. Yeah, most of these protests I've been seeing, I haven't seen signs of peace. So that's what I'm like, are these ICE agents using different tactics against the people since they can't use pepper spray? They can't use their guns and they can't use pepper spray. But whatever that stuff they spraying out, that wasn't on the list of things they couldn't use. So I guess they getting creative with their tactics, their defense tactics against the protesters. Lily said, doesn't seem like the judge has that authority. This is what they said the judge rules. So y'all know a lot of times the judge will rule something, the Trump administration will like fight it, and next thing you know, it's going up to the Supreme Court. They have definitely been keeping the Supreme Court busy. So this is what the ruling, they said this came out Friday. What was that, the 16th? Yeah, Friday, January 16th. That was the ruling. So the Trump administration has surged 2,000 federal agents in the Twin Cities with plans to add 1,000 more. Many of them are agents with Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, and protests have broken out over their aggressive enforcement tactics. Those protests have intensified since ICE agents fatally shot Renee Macklin Good in her car last week. On Wednesday, the Department of Homeland Security said ICE had shot a man in the leg in an enforcement action. In Wisconsin border communities, including Hudson, many people make daily commutes to the Twin Cities for work, shopping, or recreation. A Hudson resident who asked to remain anonymous over safety concerns said she has been involved in organizing to support protesters in the area. She said people across the metro area have been making sure protesters and organizers have rides and are fed and are safe. But the psychological effects of the unrest have been widespread. She said some of the students at the elementary schools where she teaches are afraid to come to class. So some of the babies are afraid. Remember, I told y'all it's so much unrest to where people don't want to go outside. So some of the babies, the kids, are afraid to even go to school. Hell, they got to go outside. It is just the saddest thing to see tiny children who are just starting school have this kind of fear and uncertainty, she said. That echoes the experience of others in the immigration communities. Everybody is terrified, immigration attorney Mark Christopher told the Wisconsin Today. They see what's been broadcast on TV. They see the indiscriminate arrest of people. The level of fear and anxiety in our immigrant community is off the charts. So people are just afraid to go outside. I told y'all the Somali, the legal ones, ain't even outside. And Burge, who is also the Democratic candidate for Congress, said people in the Hmong community worry they will be targeted for being members of a minority group, regardless of their legal status. Even though they're American citizens, she said, they have to bring their documents with them, their passports, ID with them when they have to leave the house, even to walk their dog or bring their kids to school. I think that's smart. I think that's what I said early on this live. Everybody, you need to always have some type of legal documentation on you to just show who you are. Even as American citizens, we have our driver's license. Like, you need to have something, whatever that is, at all times. I teach my children, my teenage children who are driving. One is a young college student. We teach them, you need to have your ID on you at all times, period. So I don't see nothing wrong with that. People should have already been doing that anyway. In an interview with PBS Wisconsin Here and Now, Senator John Johnson placed the blame for the unrest squarely on the Democratic Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. Other politicians said were inciting people to resist and obstruct justice. So like I said, these same people gonna be acting confused when Trump send in troops. Is this the fire trucks coming in, you all? Like, these are going to be the same people acting confused when it get amped up and National Guards or military come in. They're going to be like, well, why are they here? We don't need all that. Sir, come on now. Y'all know how they be acting confused. We had it under control. Really? That's what Los Angeles, they were saying, like, oh, we don't need this. We got under control. Where? them Angelinos was out of control. Like, how? You didn't have nothing under control. It became under control when Trump sent in them National Guards. Period. That's when we seen it under control. When the National Guards got sent in, hell, we stopped reporting on it. It was like after June, I don't think we was reporting on anything in July. It didn't take long at all for them to regulate all of that. And I think that's going to be the same when they make their way in Minnesota. Once they make their way in Minnesota, within 30 days, it's going to be a different tune. Less than that. People going to be forced to act like they got some sense, because they not going to be all big and bad when they standing before some military. They got them military rifles. It's going to be a different story. Y'all know. Irvin said, we Hispanic veterans support Trump. I think it's a lot of some Hispanics that support Trump, because, again, it goes down back to now. It's like, not what you do, is how you do it. And a lot of Hispanic people are like, we want people to just be over here right legally. We just want people to do things the way we had to do them. Just lawfully do what you need to do. We just just do it right. Do it the right way. And that's always been my stance, because I'm in support of just getting this illegal immigration, situation together. That was my whole primary reason for supporting Trump, because I feel like the immigration here in the U.S. is just out of control. And so my thing was like, listen, we need to get this under control, because they're coming over here illegally, bringing in crime, sucking up the resources. Taxpayers, citizens have to pick up the slack. We have to deal with the crime over here. We got to pay into the programs that support these illegal immigrants. Like, we got to do all of that. We got the debt that's continuously growing. Like, my thing is just like, just do it the right way. If you're going to be over here, I don't care if you're over here, but just do it the right way. And I think a lot of the Hispanic people who voted for Trump, like, that's how they felt. They were like, yo, we came over here the right way. We just want other people to do the same. We're not against them being over here. We just want them to just come over here the right way and not bring that riffraff. Because y'all think about it. A lot of these people leave their countries because it's riffraff over there. It's they in there, so they leave, they flee, they run from that. So they come to a place to where they deem as being civilized and have order. So they don't want that same energy that they ran from coming over to follow them. Like, think about it. If you left a community that was bad, that had a lot of violence and turmoil in it, and you go into a community that don't have any of that popping off, do you want those same group of people to follow you into this community that you've moved to that don't have all of that popping off? No, it's a reason why you left it, right? That was the whole reason why you left it, because you didn't want to deal with that. So you don't want that same energy following you, right? And I think that's the thing with a lot of these people who left these countries. They're like, yo, we left our countries for a reason. We don't want all of that. Don't bring all of that over here. If you are going to come over here, have some act right to you. Don't come over here doing the absolute most. That is the problem. Don't come over here doing the absolute most. And even if there are like a lot of them that come over here and they're not doing crime, there's a lot of them that are over here illegally. So to be here illegally, that is a crime. I don't know why people want to ignore that part. To be in the U.S. illegally, that is a crime. There are a lot of people who have overstayed their time here. Like, that is a crime. Just because you don't go out and knock somebody over their head, like, you got different layers. There's different levels to crime, you all. There's different levels of crime. There's different types of crimes. You got your felonies, you got your misdemeanors. You know, it's levels to this stuff. So people only want to focus on, okay, if somebody robbed somebody, knocked somebody over their head, they don't want to focus on the crime of you overstayed. You were told 10 years ago that you had to leave and you did not leave. Like, why can't we accept the fact that that was a crime? That was a law. That was something that was broken. Like, why we don't want to talk about that? Like, I don't understand why we don't want to talk about that. But all right then. But you know who do want to talk about it? The Trump administration. And that's why we see all of this popping off in the streets. Trump them on their I can show you better than I can tell you type energy. That's the type of time they're on right now when it comes to this immigration stuff. I can show you better than I can tell you. I can show you better than I can tell you. But y'all, how people know that what he's doing is right, because most of the people, y'all, who's left this country already thus far have self-deported. Why have these people self-deported if they didn't acknowledge that they were in the wrong for being here? They self-deported because they already know. They know that it'll be worse for them if the ICE came and removed them. So they self-deported. Majority of the people who have left from self-deportation, y'all. Trump administration was given $1,000 if you self-deported. I wonder how much money they've paid out thus far, because it was cheaper for them to pay out $1,000 than to go through that whole process of rounding them up. I forgot the total amount that it costs for them doing the whole roundup experience, but it wasn't $1,000. It was more than it was a couple of $1,000, at least about close to $3,000 that it costs for the whole process with rounding somebody up. Because you got to round them up. You got to then take them to pay them. They got to stay somewhere. Like, that stuff costs. That stuff costs. So they were like, yo, it's cheaper for us to run you, send you this little Cash App, this PayPal, this Zelle for $1,000 if you just leave, for us to just get you a little Spirit airplane ticket for you to raise up out of here. It's cheaper. It's cheaper to do that. Let me see. Phil said 3,000 now, 17,000 average. Yeah, it was a crazy amount. I reported on it. I had the exact numbers and everything. I'm just kind of going off of memory right now because I've been covering this for a long time. They were like, yo, like, we'll just pay you to leave. Where do you want to go? We'll get you a plane ticket. Once there's this app, they created an app. You go to the app, you download the app. You once you arrive to your destination, you get on the app and you say, yo, I've made it to my destination. The Trump administration, they had a way to be able to verify, validate you being wherever that you say you are. And then they run you your money. Just simple as that. So most people, you all left forced from as a result of the self-deportation. So these people know that they weren't here on the right, on the up and up, because otherwise what? They would have stayed, right? So miss me with that, oh, well, 80, whatever ain't criminals. You've become a criminal once you've broken the law, and that's when you've overstayed, when you didn't come in here the right way. You it was unlawful, but you were able to you were just getting away with it. You were just getting away with it. Just because you break a law and you think you're getting away with it, that don't make you no better than somebody who didn't get away with it. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of time. And this stuff has caught up to these people. These people are now dealing with some ish to where it's now catching up to them. A lot of these stories I've covered, y'all ever notice that a lot of these people who've done interviews and they talked about getting hemmed up and caught up, they've been here for years, 10, 20 years. And they still didn't get their affairs in order. Why? What was the incentive for them to do so? What was the incentive for them to get their affairs in order and get their paperwork in order if they were just able to just be here and not have to go and pay monies and take a test and do all the things that you're supposed to do if nobody was regulating that? There was nothing. Years of breaking the law. Exactly. There's years of breaking the law. These people didn't have an incentive to go do things the right way because nobody was on their neck about it. Nobody was on their neck about it. So they were like, hell, I'm good. They were able to benefit on, there was a lot of resources and things that they were benefiting from for the fact that they weren't citizens. Because a lot of these programs out here that they had to where you were only able to benefit from them if you weren't a citizen. So as soon as they became a citizen, then they no longer can qualify for that the EBT or the Section 8 or whatever food programs, because now they're one of us. They're a citizen. So they're like, bet I'm not going to go and turn and become a citizen and lose my benefits and lose these freebies that I'm able to get by just being classified as a foreigner. Why would I do that? And I'm telling you all this story from encounter of somebody personally saying this. They were like, yeah, I didn't go and get my citizenship because I was able to get these perks and benefits by not being a citizen. So I didn't want to go out there and get my citizenship. I decided to continue to just keep my status as being whatever, a foreigner, whatever it is. So this is why we're seeing so many people that are getting hemmed up and they didn't go and do what they were supposed to do with getting their paperwork in order, because they did not want to lose those financial benefits, those resources. It is what it is. So now the day has come where the Trump administration is like, yo, no more. You've got freebies long enough. You've got it long enough. It's time for us to have some order, which is the reason why you came here. Because let's keep it real, most people come to the U.S. because of the order. Like it's the land of the free. It's more freedom here than like any other country. It's a reason why people line up to come here. It's a reason. If the U.S. was was that bad compared to the other countries, why are the people lined up to come here? It's a reason. It's because there are more benefits here in the U.S. than other countries. They're able to benefit more here. And the expectation is, well, U.S., we've been doing it. We've been giving these freebies, these free rides. Why can't we continue to do it? We never should have been doing it. We clearly had never been able to afford it. Look at the debt. It's in the trillion. We're at about $37 trillion now. We've never been able to afford it. We've never been able to afford it. So now Trump's like, listen, we can't afford to feed you anymore. We can't do it anymore. We did it long enough. We did it far too long. We can't afford it anymore. And I don't see what's wrong with saying, hey, we took care of you long enough. We can't do it anymore. How do you get mad at a country that did it for gave you these freebies for so long and they finally say, hey, we can't afford to do it anymore? Like, how do you get mad at that? You should be grateful that you was able to get it for as long as you were able to get it. But how do you get mad that somebody still don't want to continue to give you freebies forever when they've done it for a very long time already? Y'all ever notice, like, it be them people to where you do stuff for, you done gave them a whole bunch of money. Then that one time you finally say, no, I ain't got no more to give. Then they cuss you out and act like you ain't never done nothing for them. Y'all know them kind of people. Like, they done forgot everything you done for them because you finally done said, hey, I can't do it no more. I ain't got it. I can't afford it anymore. Now suddenly you everything but the child of God. They done forgot everything, how you done been there for them, how you done gave them all this money and all this damn shit. But that one time you tell them no. How many of y'all experienced that? That one time you tell them no, they want to throw you away. That is what we're seeing. People want to throw the US to throw us away because now we're saying no, we can't do it anymore. And they want to ignore all the times that we said yes. They want to ignore all the times we said yes when we come to a point where we finally say no. That's that stuff. That's called entitlement. Freebies. It's the entitlement for me. These people have become entitled to the things that we've done here in the US for people. They've become entitled. It's the entitlement. It's the entitlement. People are entitled. We can't do it anymore. Ungrateful. Entitled. We can't do it anymore. Be grateful for what we have. Be grateful of how long we did do it. How about that? Show gratitude. Let's talk about the people who come over here and talk cash money-ish about the U.S. and they from other countries, but they got so much smoke and the things to say about how our country is ran. But the idea, the option of them going back to their home country to make it better, to make it into this wonderful place that they want the U.S. to be is not an option. Like, it be that part for me. So Ilhan Omar, like, she's like the state representative of Minnesota. She constantly talk cash money-ish about the U.S., whatever, the government. But as soon as somebody talk about her getting deported and going back to Somalia, oh, that ain't an option. Why? Why it ain't an option for you to go home if you ain't liking this over here? Like, let's talk about it. How you gonna be over here in my home saying my home dirty, I ain't got no food, it stank, I got roaches, I got rats, but you got a home that's up yonder that you can gladly go back to and you ain't doing it. But you want to stay here in my home and talk cash money-ish about my home. It be that stuff for me. That's that entitlement stuff. Y'all got to be able to peep game where they'll be over here and talk about what you got going on, but though they don't want to go back home and deal with what they got going on there. Why? Because whatever we got going on here is leaps and bounds better than what they got going on back home. That's why. And nobody want to talk about that. Nobody want to talk about that. You want to talk about how our ish effed up, but you don't want to go back home to this place where you're from, but you'll gladly rep your flags in our country and wave them. But soon as somebody say, well, how about you go back home to your country? They want to cuss you out. They want to cuss you smooth the hell out soon as you remind them that it is still an option for them to go back home. You getting cussed out. You've been getting cussed smooth the hell out soon as you remind them that, hey, you know you can go home, right? You know you can go home, right? No, they don't want to go home. I wonder why. I wonder why. I wonder why. Internet said this world, what he said, call me a conspiracy, but this world's a stage. I can rock with that. I can rock with that. That's why I say, y'all, it ain't nobody out here to save us. We got to save ourselves. We got to save ourselves. You got to figure out what that looks like for you. But I'm here to tell you, there is nobody on the outside that's here to save you. And that's a fact. And if you have not figured that out yet, I don't know what to tell you. Because there's nothing about how the red is moving or how the blue is moving that has me to believe that either side has the best interest as a collective for the people. This society has been divided for a very long time by the haves versus the have-nots. The haves versus the have-nots. That's how this world is divided. It's not about race. It's the haves versus the have-nots. It's economic, it's social, it's economic status. The rich versus the poor. There is no middle class. It's either you the working poor or you the rich. Period. Period. Have y'all been following all the job losses It's the rich versus the poor. It's the working poor. It's haves versus the have-not. The middle class is out the window. It's been gone. It's been gone since I've been reporting on politics. There is no middle class. The haves versus the have-nots. It's no longer, it's not black or white. It's not black or white. Y'all, look at this. It's white people out here who are protesting, but the people who they've been focusing up on rounding up ain't people that look like that. It's black and brown people. But that's not what you're seeing out here at the protest. You're not seeing black and brown people out here in numbers. You'll see some sprinkled here and there. And you can probably count them on your screen with how many out there that's black and brown. That's not what you're seeing. So that goes into, as I say, it's the haves versus the have-nots. It's these white tea people who are relating to these black and brown people who are in their community. Haves versus the have-nots.
This whole city hates your ass! Fucking
Make sure you complete the poll. I hope you're having a wonderful night. Now it's a morning. We've gone live. I haven't done a live stream this long in a long time. We'll go as long until my phone die out. But yeah, it's a lot, you all. Take care of yourselves and one another. I always say, you got to take care of yourselves. Take care of the people you love. Don't be out here encouraging them to do stupid stuff like what we're seeing on the screens. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Vandalizing, tearing up people's stuff that's not ours. We're not doing that. That's not the type of time we're on. And when you see people who move this way and do things like this, how do you feel sorry for them and want to just get in their corner to support them? Like, y'all going to put money on the books for these people who tow up the city like this? Y'all going to bail them out? Y'all going to the courts to show up and be in support for them like that? No. No.
Shit! Where the fuck am I supposed to go? You surrounded me and told me. I can't breathe. I can't fucking breathe.
There's 6 of you!
I
And
can't
1
fucking breathe.
Back up! Back up! I'm backing up.
How many people y'all think got arrested this night? That man said he can't breathe.
Are you part of the pack? Is he pack? Respect the separation ordinance. Who do you protect? ICE? You don't protect the people. You protect ICE. ICE collaborators right here. Nothing but ICE collaborators right here. Shame on you. That's why the people hate you. That's why you're hated by the people. Because you're irresponsible to humanity. The people hate you because you're irresponsible to humanity. Shame on you. ICE collaborators. Respect the separation ordinance. Respect the
So
separation ordinance.
I'll give you guys an update. I'm looking at an update center around Iran.
But ICE collaborators.
So on Reuters.com, it's saying that Iran warns against any U.S. strike as judiciary hints at unrest-linked executions. So listen up.
You don't protect the people. You don't stand with the people.
On January 18th, so that was yesterday, Sunday. Yesterday. Today's Monday. It's where I'm at. It's Monday morning. I'm in Georgia, Eastern Time. Iran's president warned on Sunday that any U.S. strike would trigger a harsh response from Tehran after an Iranian official in the region said at least 5,000 people, including about 500 security personnel, had been killed in nationwide protests. So, Iran's protests sparked last month in Tehran Grand Bazaar over economic grievances swiftly turned political and spread nationwide, drawing participants from across generations and income groups, shopkeepers, students, men, women, and the poor and well-off, calling for an end of clerical rule. So, I repeat, at least 5,000 people have been killed in protests, and Iran officials say, including 500 security personnel, Iranian officials in the region says. Judiciary spokesperson indicates some protesters may be executed, and Trump has threatened to intervene if executions go ahead. Now, earlier on when I started this live, I talked about there was a young man who was scheduled to be executed earlier this week. I'm not quite sure if that ended up happening. I have to research that, but he was scheduled. When I learned about that execution, it was like the day before he was supposed to be getting executed. And Trump, he had spoke and talked about like steps that they would take, with given the situation with how things were being handled over there. But Iran is coming back with threats like, don't start none, won't be none. If y'all come over here, it's going to go down. That's where we're at with that. That is what Iran's saying. They're like, listen, it's going to go down if y'all come over here. If the U.S. strikes, it's going down. And right now, from what I've seen, Trump is talking about wanting to send troops and things over there. There's an article on foxnews.com that says former Iranian prisoners reveal torture horrors as regime kills protesters on site during crackdown. As protesters spread across Iran and security forces intensify their crackdown, former political prisoners are warning that what is visible on the streets represents only a fraction of the violence unfolding behind prison walls. In an interview with Fox News Digital, 3 former detainees described a system designed not just to punish dissent, but to break it through solitary confinement, beatings, medical neglect, and threats of execution. So, y'all, this is what's taking place in Iran. Their accounts span nearly 2 decades, from 2009 uprising to the Women Life Freedom Movement and the current wave of unrest, pointing to what they describe as a consistent and escalating pattern of abuse.
Where's your humanity at, bro? That paycheck with your humanity?
According to testimonies of eyewitnesses, the suppressive force of the Islamic Republic are delivering final shots to wounded protesters, killing them on the spot, she said. This has been unprecedented over the past 47 years and indicates that the number of detainees has become so large that the Islamic Republic no longer has the capacity to hold them and is killing them without any form of trial. She said that while detainees in earlier uprisings were transferred to prisons or unofficial safe houses, authorities expanded detention during the 2022 Women Life Freedom protests to schools, ambulances, and food transport vehicles. They use ambulances and food transport vehicles to detain protesters, something I believe to be unprecedented in human history. So right now, Trump's like, listen, we can't have that. We have to respond. We got to do something. Trump talking about again coming in to be the savior. Let me see what his latest plans are for Iran. Iran's president Masoud Pezeshkian warned on Sunday that any attack on the country's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, would be a declaration of war. So right now, Iran is on alert for anybody trying to come over there. So yeah, we got to be very cautious with, how we handle things, because right now everybody on go. Lord, they about to, I wonder who getting put in the ambulance. Lord. Who they about to put in there? So as of January 15th, Fox News was reporting that the U.S. was sending military assets to the Middle East as Trump weighs Iran strike, sources say. So at least one U.S. aircraft carrier has been moved towards the Middle East as tensions with Iran continue to build, military sources confirmed to Fox News. It is not yet clear whether the carrier is the USS Abraham Lincoln, currently operating in South China Sea, or one or two carriers that deported Norfolk and San Diego earlier this week. Transit to the region is expected to take at least a week. U.S. military assets from air, land, and sea are expected to flow into the region in the coming days and weeks to provide the president with military options should he decide to carry out strikes against Iran. The movements are part of what officials describe as the process of setting the force. One well-placed source said if the president decides to carry out military action, this will be different, more offensive. The source said U.S. military planners are preparing a range of options that would depend on how Iran's regime acts in coming days. U.S. officials confirmed to Fox News there are currently about 30,000 U.S. troops assigned to the U.S. Central Command region. There are no U.S. aircraft carriers to carry strike groups operating in the CENTCOM area at this time. The current U.S. naval presence in the region includes 3 destroyers and 3 littoral combat ships. 3 U.S. aircraft carriers are currently deployed elsewhere, officials said. So the U.S. is gearing up. Looks like they may have some troops and things already on their way to Iran. As I said moments ago, the leaders over in Iran said if they see any signs of military forces coming over in their territory, it is going to be on and popping. They said that is going to declare war. So just know that it's going down right now. Iran is not the place to be. And it is a good chance that we may be going to war with Iran sooner than later. Sooner than later. So if you are in the military, if you have loved ones in the military, just keep all this in mind, because Trump is talking about basically deploying military assets from air, land, and sea. So that is still going to be your army for land, your Navy SEALs for sea, your Air Force, what do you call that? The Air Force for the air. Like he's talking about deploying everybody, boots on ground, like everybody, all hands on deck. All hands on deck. Hey, Dr. J, what's up? She said, Jesus Christ. Yeah. As I say, it's hard out here for a pimp. Like pimp, it's hard out here for everybody. Like the world is in distress. It's not just here. It's not just here. It's not just here. So you all be safe, be vigilant. Stay in the house. How about that? Hashtag stay in the house. Phil says, stay at home, get a hobby, not ride for illegal aliens. That part. I like that. I like that. Go home, Roger. Go home, people. Go home. Go home. Have you completed the poll? Let's check. Do you support Trump sending U.S. troops going to Minnesota to protect federal ICE agents and property? 61% says yes, 39% says no. So far all night, it's been more yeses than nos for the support of the feds going into Minnesota. I think, at this point, it makes sense because we're not seeing things get better. I think it makes sense. I think it's going to happen. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. I feel like it'll be before the month's out. We don't have that much longer. What's today, the 19th? So we got another less than 2 weeks in this month. So I definitely feel like the troops will be deployed. Hopefully there'll be a turnaround by the grace of God this week and things get better and there won't be a need. But right now, the way it's looking, just from what we've seen tonight on this live, it doesn't seem like things are under control. Dr. J said, prayerfully not. Yeah. Prayerfully not. But here's the thing, even if they go there, because even when the National Guards went to Los Angeles in June, there wasn't anything being reported that I can recall happening to people as far as their safety and their lives. You just things actually just calmed down. People were mad about them being there, but within 30 days of them being there, you didn't really hear about much popping off there anymore. So when that's where I'm from. I'm from California. I'm from Northern California. I left in 96 to move to Georgia. So California is definitely a different type of place than it was before. I do not like how the state's being ran. I do not think that Gavin Newsom, I call him Slick Back Newsom because his hair is just always slicked back like he got extra gel and hairspray on it. I don't think that he's a good leader. I don't even think it was ran well when Arnold Schwarzenegger was running it. I just don't think that state has been ran well for a very, very, very long time. But I currently reside in Georgia. So I'm from California, Northern California, the Bay Area. But I live in Georgia, Metro Atlanta, about an hour outside of the city of Atlanta. I live within the city limits in the suburbs of Georgia. Thank you all for joining. I hope you subscribe to the channel. I cover political content over here. I think as far as with Iran, probably this week we're going to be hearing about things popping off over there between the US and Iran, because as I'm just looking online to learn more about what's popping off in Iran and US, Trump wanting to send military over there, I'm seeing multiple articles about him giving the okay for military at I think it's saying in the Middle East, we have military at a total of 19 different bases. Because I told y'all, like, we have military in almost everyone's country. Most countries. It's very, 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 very few. I think it's only maybe like a handful of countries that we do not have a military present in. And I'm reading an article right now on NBCnews.com that says U.S. evacuating troops from air base in Qatar ahead of possible Iran military action. The U.S. has started evacuating hundreds of troops from its largest air base in the Middle East ahead of potential military actions by Donald Trump against Iran, according to a U.S. official and person familiar with the matter. The troops at the AI Udeid Air Base are moving to other facilities and hotels in the region, taking them out of harm's way. Should any U.S. attack trigger retaliation from Tehran against American interests, the sources said. The Qatar government said personnel were being withdrawn from the base in response to current regional tension. It said in a statement that it would take all necessary measures to safeguard the security and safety of its citizens and residents as top priority. The U.S. mission to Saudi Arabia, meanwhile, advised personnel and American citizens to exercise increased caution and limit non-essential travel to any military installations in the region. So right now, the Middle East is very hot right now. So it's not a place that anyone should be traveling to. Even anyone in military, they're like, listen, don't come over here. It's hot right now. The block is hot right now. So I think this week we'll be hearing a lot of big news centered around Iran and the U.S. Plus, we got all this going on. So Trump definitely got his hands full with dealing with all of this that's taking place in our own country. And then Iran, because y'all know we got to be the savior for everybody. So he's now, trying to step in and regulate what's popping off over there in Iran. So yeah, the whole world, universe. Dr. J. Sheik, my heart is saddened. Yeah, it's a lot. That's why I say you have to take care of yourself. Make sure that you're getting, you're just doing whatever is necessary to protect your mental health, because it's a lot going on. And in some type of capacity, we are all impacted. We're all impacted. Whether it's directly or indirectly, we're impacted. We know people who are impacted directly. And in some of those instances, it impacts you indirectly. So we have to be prayerful for just everyone, and just, we're just praying for strength and better days for our country, for the world, because I can honestly say, I'm 45 years old. For my life, this is the most unrest I've seen the world be in. I've never seen anything like this. Those of you who are older than me may have seen like other times that you might feel that was worse than this. But for me, I was born in 80. Like, I have not seen it like this bad ever. I remember as a kid when, what was the Rodney King? You all remember the Rodney King beating in Los Angeles? So I was probably maybe 9 or 10 when that happened. So I was old enough to remember seeing that across the news. I remember seeing the video footage of him being beaten on the when he was on the highway. On he had gotten pulled over, and maybe it was like maybe 6 officers beating him with the baton. I remember that as a kid. I was in like 4th or 5th grade. I was in elementary school. I remember that. I remember the rioting, people tearing up things, just being very confused as a child with not really understanding like what's going on. Like, I just remember it, you all. I was old enough to understand as far as, okay, what I was seeing, what took place wasn't right. So I remember that. But because I was a kid, it wasn't something that, I followed to know, okay, how long things were unsettled, in the world and the community as a result of it. But it was something that was talked about for many, many years to come. So that was probably my first memory of just seeing unrest in the U.S. Since then, I've seen things centered around Trayvon Martin, Floyd. So I've seen things since then, but this right here, since Trump has been in this been the president this time around, starting from 2025, just the entire year up until now, the top of 2026. These last, I guess, going to say 13 months, we'll say, like, this is just the most unrest I've seen in our country. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And it's so bad to where it's like I don't see an end to it because it's so bad. You ever see something so bad to where it's just like you can't even see like the way out? Like, what is you ask, like, what is it going to take for this to not be a thing anymore? Like, is this how it's going to be for another 3 years? Like, will things just going to be different until like we get another president, another leader? Like what's the deal? Because here's the thing, even if Trump, like he's in the office for another 3 years, let's just say Vice President JD Vance becomes the president. JD Vance's views and beliefs align with President Trump's beliefs. So do you all think that if he were to become president, do you all think that he would run the country much differently than the way it's ran now? Whether you believe, you're in support of how it's been ran. My question is, do you think that the way that he would run it would be leaps and bounds different than how it's being ran now? So think about that. Think about that. I personally don't think so. I don't think so. I think that for there to be a difference, it would end up having to be a different political party. I don't subscribe to one party or another. I'm independent, so I kind of vote based off of views. But I honestly feel like for things to just be a polar opposite as far as with a different climate, it would be because of a different political party being in the White House. And I'm not saying that'll be good or bad. I'm just saying that's I think if there's a different political party in the White House, which the alternative would be the Democrat, I think the climate would be very different. Would that mean that our country would be stronger or better? I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say that it would be back to the status quo because people have gotten so used to the way things have been done to where they're not here for the change that Trump is trying to implement. Change often is uncomfortable, and people are not here for the discomfort. Dr. J says, Sheik, this is affecting my mental health. I will be turning off shortly. Yes, it's a lot. You do that, it's late. Take care of yourself. But this is today's climate. This is the reality of the situation. This is what's on television. This is what's on the internet. Like, this is real life right now. This isn't Hollywood. This isn't staged. Like, this is all real. These are real people's lives. It's unfortunate. But I'm just talking right now as to for us to have better days and experiences, like what would have to take place. And I honestly believe that it would have to be someone who's gonna come in and say, hey, we're gonna undo whatever Trump did and just have things the way they used to be, because even though it may not be favorable for our bottom line as far as a financial situation, it's where people are comfortable. People are comfortable with, what they're used to. People are comfortable with what they're used to. So they're like, listen, just let whoever want to be over here be over here. It is what it is. This is the way it's been. So let's just keep it that way. Whether it's good or not, they're like, listen, it's been this way. So let's just keep it this way. The chances of the Democrats getting in, becoming, or I guess winning the next presidency, I don't think the chances are high, because I don't think right now there's really any strong names being thrown around. I don't think Jasmine Crockett is like, well, actually she's running for, I think, Senate maybe, not president. But I haven't heard of any strong names of any Democrats, anyone from the Democrat Party running for president. I've just been hearing different names of people from the Republican Party, like Mark Rubio, J.D. Vance. Oh, Ron DeSantis. I think he wants to run for president, but them folks don't like him even in California. So I don't even think he got a chance. I don't think Ron DeSantis is going to make the ballot. If he does, that just means that all the other people just like, yo, we just going to back you. But I don't see the American people voting Ron DeSantis in. Not Ron DeSantis, I'm sorry. The California, Gavin Newsom. I'm sorry. I don't see the people voting Gavin Newsom in as president. I don't think people got that much faith in his abilities for that. I think that'll be a major L, like when they back Kamala. Gavin got a chance. Samuel, you say Gavin got a chance. I mean, I haven't heard about anybody else's name being thrown out there. I think only how he'll have a chance is because if nobody else is really trying to go up against him. But if he is the person, I don't think that he'll get the vote. I don't think it'll be enough people that'll support him like that to vote him. I can see Kamala. I think she's talked about running again. Kamala Harris talked about running for president again. I don't think that's a smart move, but I think she's talking about she's destined to try to be the first woman president. Like, I mean, I'm fine with having a woman president. I don't support it being her. I don't support it being her at all. Kamala. If them people back her and put their little money behind her again, they delusional. Yeah. I think, so who do you think Gavin Newsom would get more backing than Kamala Harris? I think Gavin would get more backing than Kamala. I think Gavin would get more backing than her, honestly. Yeah. But yeah. I think they're going to have a really, really strong Democrat nominee for the Democrat Party to win the presidency. Otherwise, it'll be another term with the Republican. Marco Rubio, I know his likability rating. I reported on a week or two ago, where they were saying that his popularity was increasing since the Venezuela situation. Rubio is sharp. Yeah, I think, I don't know. So then it comes down to, do you think Rubio would be a better candidate than J.D. Vance? He's neutral. Rubio, I don't have any, Rubio kind of stays a lot in the background. So that's going to be interesting to see kind of how that works out between Rubio and JD Vance. Like, um, I don't know. I think Rubio is a more, I think Rubio is a more likable person than JD Vance. I think he's found to be more consistent. I think people view JD Vance as someone who, like, because not that long ago, like, he was talking greasy about Trump. He didn't like Trump. But for political reasons, I think he jumped behind Trump or whatever. I think it was just his play as far as with wanting to, one day himself become president. So he's like, hey, what they say, if you can't beat him, join him. So I think JD Vance's support behind Trump is just his political strategy with hopes of becoming president one day. Whereas Marco Rubio, I think he's just kind of has been consistent with just how his stance on things have been. Who called Trump an independent? Who said Trump's an independent? That's a new one for me.
Yeah, you hear the street. Can you hear me? What's your street? Jacob, the bitch. You're a bitch. O'Hare's a bitch.
I will say all this distractions with the immigration and Renee, Nicole Renee Good's death, it has taken the heat off of Trump when it comes to these Epstein files. It's been kind of quiet on that. Yeah, I used to talk about that a lot. YouTube doesn't like me talking about that. You all want to see my channel get shadow banned. Get me on the roll of talking about those files. YouTube will put me in YouTube jail and shadow ban me, which means that you all won't see my content, or if I'm talking, it'll just like, you guys will stop hearing me. It'll just start acting really weird. But usually YouTube will do that if I'm talking about something they don't want me to talk about. So if I'm talking about those files, because y'all, I can go in and with information on those files, they don't like to hear me talk about that. Not ice, kill yourself. These, Jesus. Yeah, they out there helping the cause real good. Lord Jesus. Nalani said release the Epstein files. Y'all think them Epstein files gonna get released? People been asking for them Epstein files since last summer. Summer is almost here again. I don't think we're gonna get any more than what we even got. At least not from this administration. Not ever. Epstein files, what somebody explained to me. The Epstein files is from Jeffrey Epstein. All the documents associated with his arrest, his investigation, the courts, the testimonies, the names in the records, all of that. Those are technically the Epstein files. Anything associated with Jeffrey Epstein and his pedophilia, his case centered around trafficking, pedophilia, all of that. That's the Epstein files. Yeah, 98. Yeah, they said a lot of pages are out, but I think a lot of stuff has been redacted in it. So it's a lot of like blacked out information. And I think there's still more documents that are still even missing. So bye-bye, Zany. Always choose good people. Don't have bad reputations for your future. Have a good evening. Thank you for joining the live. Catwalk said if the Epstein files ever came out, the world wouldn't rest. I agree. They was like, no, y'all not ready for this list. Y'all ain't ready for this. I've always felt that way with the names that are on there. They were like, these people lose their mind more so than what you seeing now. They say, y'all ain't ready. Shavu said 1,500 military men ain't enough. Y'all need 5,000. Well, keep in mind, it's just like they're trying to send it to just one state. So 1,500 may be enough for like a city. Not for like multiple, states, but I think the 1,500, I do know the 1,500 is just for this one state. I don't feel like what we're seeing, we need more than that. But 1,500 for just one city, that seems like more than enough. Like for one city, keep in mind, like for one city, it's because I think they would specifically be in Minneapolis. Sebastian said 5,000 is crazy for one state. Yes, it would be. 5,000 would only make sense if they were like deployed across different, across the country, different states. But for one state, I think 1,500 is like enough. This one where we're watching was from Sunday. It said when I started streaming it. Today's technically Monday. So when the live that I was showing, it had the date. It had I think Sunday's date.
Where am I supposed to go? You piece of shit. Where the fuck am I supposed to go? You surrounded me and told me. I can't breathe. I can't fucking breathe.
There's 6 of you.
I can't fucking breathe.
Back up. Back up. I'm backing up. Back up.
Please come on in, like the video, like, share, subscribe. We are showing protests over the weekend. Right now, today's Monday, January 19th, where I'm located in Georgia. I started live streaming on Sunday. I don't know what time it was at now. But there was a live stream going on for a protest for, I believe this protest started on Sunday. But nonetheless, this is protest that was on the weekend. Today is Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. Happy birthday, Martin Luther King Jr.
Respect the separation ordinance. Who do you protect? ICE. You don't protect the people. You protect ICE. ICE collaborators right here. Nothing but ICE collaborators right here. Shame on you. That's why the people hate you. That's why you're hated by the people. Because you're irresponsible to humanity. The people hate you because you're irresponsible to humanity. Shame on you. ICE collaborators. Respect the separation ordinance. Respect the separation ordinance. ICE collaborators. Nothing but ICE collaborators. Shame on you. Shame on you. That's why the people hate you. That's why the people hate you. You protect ICE. You protect ICE. You don't protect the people. You don't stand with the people.
Are you guys fucking happy? Protecting ICE rat.
MPD, KKK, ICE, they're all the same. MPD, KKK, ICE, they're all the same. People within a month. And you're
Y'all want to let the fucking press through so they can document what you're doing? Is it because y'all fucking killed another person?
Y'all wearing masks because you know what you did is wrong. You know what you're doing out here is wrong. Shame on you, bro.
you guys.
Your mother should have swallowed you, bro. Straight up.
Doing this to your own fucking people. Yeah? We're not intimidating. Are y'all fucking dumb?
For no spray.
Y'all just let the fucking
It's
president.
cinema.
Hey, really? Y'all got fucking children too? Y'all got children too? Y'all got children? What about it? What y'all fucking doing? Yeah, what the fuck? What the fuck you doing? I bet you have fucking kids. I bet you have families. What the fuck are you doing? Y'all got kids? Y'all got kids too? You're fucking doing this to your fucking kids. They stabbed somebody again? They probably did.
Hey, take it easy, Payload. You're by yourself over here. Fucking bitch. Come back over here. Tell all of them to back the fuck up, too. Come back over here. For your safety, no. Take them back, he's on.
Hey man, if you're gonna pace out these goose step for us, you fucking Nazi piece.
Bro, y'all got no morals, man. Where's your humanity at, bro? That paycheck with your humanity? I bet your whole family's ashamed of you. Ain't nobody coming to your funeral.
You're not fucking
You'll never be a white woman. You'll never be a white woman. And a black man,
So on that note, stay tuned. I'm going to be back out here. Most likely I'll probably come back and record tomorrow because I feel like tomorrow for the holiday. Hold on. I feel like tomorrow for the holiday, they're going to probably have some announcements. President Trump will probably going to be coming with some announcements on just some things that they're going to be implementing in the coming week. As it pertains to the U.S., the protesters, as well as Iran. It's going down in Iran. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like, share, subscribe, and make sure you complete the poll. You know, let's see where we ended at with this poll tonight. Do you support Trump sending U.S. troops to Minnesota? 60% say yes, 40% say no. So go ahead, drop your comments. Make sure that you are subscribed and your notifications are on so you will know when I go live again because, y'all, it's real out here. It is real. It don't get no realer than what it is right now. So stay vigilant. Stay in the house. First of all, it's cold outside. How about that? Like, it's cold. We not about that life. We are not about that life. We are not about that life. So stay tuned and take care of yourselves and one another. Heavy on to take care of yourself. And I'll catch y'all on the next broadcast. Peace.